Hey, what's going on? You got to turn the volume down on that, otherwise that's gonna distract the shit out of me.
Just a little bit.
Because I heard I heard the start of it, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep hearing that while I'm talking at the same time, and that's not gonna work out. So hey everybody, it's finally Friday. This seemed like an endless week, but here we are.
Woke up this morning and Jen was fucking going to work in a goddamn rainstorm. It was like fucking.
It wasn't even a rain, so it was like a fucking hurricane. I've been through hurricanes that weren't as bad as that. Man, that sucked. Well, it was okay. So I got up, like I leave about a little past 6, and it was thundering outside, but it wasn't raining yet. And I didn't even I don't look at the weather or nothing like that. Like probably I should. Now that I had this horrible experience this morning. But I was like, wow, it's like dark as shit outside. I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's kind of dark as shit. But it was just like all black clouds, right? So it was like, it seemed like it was the middle of the night. I get about 5 minutes down the road and the fucking bottom falls out. And it's like, out where we live, there's no street lights for miles and miles. It's just like a rural road. So it's like, not only could I not see anything because of the rain and the dark, and also every time somebody passed going the opposite way, their headlights would blind me. So I ran off the road a couple of times because I couldn't see where I was going. So that was special. And then and then when I was halfway there, because the whole time I'm like, maybe I should turn around and go home. And then I was like scared to like pull over. I was scared to like turn around because I didn't really know where I was because I couldn't see anything. And then I had to stop and get gas because I was almost out. And I'm at the fucking Circle K. It's like a big Circle K, like right on this corner. It's like halfway between here and my work. And I was going to fill the tank up, it was almost empty. And so I'm trying to fill it up, and it's like I'm standing there under the shit, like with the gas pump, and it's like the rain is like sideways, and it's like smacking me in the face, and lightning is popping like literally like all around this gas station. And I was like, Jesus Christ, and I'm like filling the car up. And then finally I just put like $25-$30, and I was like, fuck it, I'm getting back in the car. It's like I'm not filling it up. I was like, I'm not standing out here getting fucking struck by lightning. So, that was, like, really special. And it was like that the whole entire way. Like, it didn't let up for a second. I think the only reason I didn't die was because, thankfully, there weren't that many people on the road. And everybody else was... Because normally, if you've ever been to Florida, even people that have lived here all their lives, the second it starts to rain, everyone forgets how to drive. I don't know why that is. It's extraordinary.
Well, a lot of them are from here. And
they're too.
Old, they can't see.
I can't see either. Yeah. But it's like, so I can't see, so I slow way the fuck down. Because I'm like, look, I'm not fucking dying on this shit, okay? It's like, it's not worth it. But everybody else did today, too. So there wasn't that much traffic on the road because it was early in the morning. And everybody did actually, like, no one was trying to be, like, all cool and going, hey, I'm just going to go 80 miles an hour here, even though it's because there's always one motherfucker that does that. But nobody did it today. So everybody was going a reasonable speed, and so I made it there, even though I was, like, white-knuckling it the whole way. Holy shit, that was, like, fucking terrifying.
All right, say hi to everybody.
I don't think I've ever been that fucking scared.
What's up, Gramthars? I was mentioning you the other day. We're doing that CIA show, and I was saying, "Is Gramthars in there?" I didn't know if you were listening or not, but you weren't on the show. I forgot what it was. I was gonna get confirmation with you. We were talking about the CIA. I forgot what it was.
Well, we did a show on Operation Midnight Climax. Part of
Tammy's in there. Zach's in there. What's up, Tammy? What's up, Zach? Camp guy's in here. Everybody's coming in. You got they're all starting to come in. Welcome into the show. It's Friday.
Yay!
Beginning of the weekend. We're already drinking.
Hell yeah.
We're probably not going. We're not going to go out tonight. We may go out tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to see.
We'll see how we feel.
Jen got another shipment of clothes, badass tops. She's wearing one of them now.
Ta-da.
Yeah, show them that.
It's got a little star on it. Yeah.
Stand up. So you can see the whole
Please.
thing. It's cute. Stand up. You know what I'm talking about.
You're so
these are hot.
You're so bossy.
These are some hot tops.
He's so bossy.
Yeah. We ordered. Look at that.
Ta-da.
Yes, spin, Jen, spin. Look how sexy that shit is. Look how sexy that shit is. Okay. She's got a bunch of stuff like that. It's a good haul.
How much did we pay? It was $100, right?
No.
Or $120. Actually, no. I thought it was like $100.
After rebates and tips, I thought it was more like about 70 or 80. Wasn't it?
Oh, okay, maybe.
I can
and
check.
For all of that, I got like 15 or 16 tops, a dress, a skirt, and a shit ton of different stockings.
Yeah,
like tights and stockings.
Yeah, it's like $3 for a set of real fucking hot
And every single thing, single thing we've got from there, like we're not sponsored by them or nothing like that, but every single thing, like I tried on, because we got the shipment today, and I tried on all of the stuff, like when I got home, every single thing looks good. And it all fits like perfect.
Yeah, it's called Shein. It's an app. And it's got really cool women's clothes. The guy's stuff's kind of generic. They got some sportswear, like shit you'd wear to the gym, with, sleeveless hoodie type stuff with cool symbols on them. That was pretty good. Their paramilitary stuff, like boots and shit like that, it's cheap. I wouldn't fuck with any of that. It's Asian stuff, you know how kind of like Asian guy stuff is real fucking skinny jeans, vanilla, So a lot of the shit's not real age appropriate for me. And then if it's for an older crowd, then it's real fucking vanilla. You know what I mean? Fucking cargo shorts and shit. But but for women's clothes, they got good goth clothes.
Man, they got.
Clothes,
I want pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Like I scroll through there, and I'm like, I could wear that. I could wear that.
Yeah.
Like there's so much cool shit on it.
Yeah, it's cheap and the quality's great.
I've been actually really shocked with like even some of the tops that are like $3, $5 or something like that, and I'm expecting to be just like some throwaway piece of paper or something like that, but they're not. They're actually like really well made.
No, they were like something if you went to the mall and like Hot Topic and got it. It's about that level of quality, and they would have charged you $40 or $50 for that bitch back in the day.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, easily, and they you can get it for like $3.59.
Well, what we got, like the one
$4.
skirt that you got me, which is kind of this cool, it's kind of like this structured, short, pleated skirt that has like a belt like built in. It's really cool looking. And I don't even remember how much it was. It was cheap. What? Like,
it was $12.
It was $12.
Yeah,
it was $12.
It's got a built-in belt.
And I didn't even realize because it didn't even say this, but it's like it's even got like underwear built into it.
Yeah, it's got built-in booty shorts.
And I was like, get the fuck out of here with that.
Get the fucking little ass cheeks hanging out to the bottom because this shit is short as fuck. Okay. I mean,
it's really short.
It's just it's a booty. It's a booty band. It just goes around a booty.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You can wear it to the club
your ass cheeks they hang out.
Yeah, you wear it to the club.
Well, my ass cheeks are gonna hang out.
It looks good. It looks good. Fucking just something you wear to the club or shoot porn with.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's why we got it. It's like I would. Yeah, we're either gonna shoot scenes in it or I'm gonna wear it to Barbarella. I wouldn't wear it to mannequins.
No,
because
you
that's
get harassed
that's
there.
just asking for.
They grab your
getting
ass
fucking groped.
Yeah, they grope you at mannequins.
But Barbarella, it would be fine.
Yeah,
because you can wear whatever you want there.
You've been groped. You've been groped there, fucking without wearing something that reveals.
Yeah, like I was just wearing.
I nearly had to beat the motherfucker to death.
I was just wearing that night. I think I was just wearing like my tight pants.
Tight pants.
Like they weren't short. It wasn't my ass wasn't hanging out or nothing. It was just like a pair of like tight, like kind of gothy looking leggings.
He was a big dude. He's probably about 6'1", 6'2", probably, but 230 pounds of mostly fat. I grabbed that bitch by the throat right in front of his fucking friends and fucking grabbed his trachea and started pulling on him, and he fucking pulled away. And his friends are like, whoa, whoa. And it says, and I consider Jen to be my wife when I'm in the club. It says, you grab my wife again like that, I'm going to kill him. They're like, okay, all right. And they were old enough to know better. Those are dudes in their 40s.
Dudes are never old enough to know better.
Yeah.
I've found. It doesn't matter how old they are. They never learn.
Trend's a wonderful fucking drug. I mean.
Well, I was just like, I guess I shouldn't have been shocked because it's fucking mannequins, you know what I mean? But. Yeah, I was just like, I was either dancing or I just stopped dancing and I was about to walk off the dance floor and the dude just like walks by and just like fucking grabs my ass like that.
Yeah.
What did he think was going to happen?
I don't know, I was on that motherfucker instantly because there's no...
Because I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Trend is a special, if you guys don't know what it is, if you're new to the show, whatever, it's one of the nandrolone esters on the fucking 19-nor fucking testosterone fucking branch, and it's not rated for human use. It's rated for cattle, veterinary use. And after about 3 or 4 months of that shit, I was on it for 5 months. I became the fucking goblin from fucking Spider-Man. Soph said I was terrifying when she came down here.
Well, see, that's what I would tell you, but you didn't believe me.
Yeah, I didn't believe. You think you're fine. You think but you're like something out of the animal kingdom.
You're
not really in control. Trend's in control. As soon as I saw that, there's no thinking about it.
Because I would tell you
what should I do? Or it's just instant. It's like something out of the animal
I would
kingdom.
tell you shit like, you're scaring me, and you'd be like, oh, shut up. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
My mind was playing tricks on me, man. Fucking, I was driving one time by myself, fucking, and looked over and fucking saw a dude in the car laughing. And I looked at him, I was like that. He saw me. He's like, no. So what the fuck you laughing at? And I'm getting ready to jump out of traffic and fucking beat this dude's ass. I thought he was laughing at me.
Now, see, if I'd have been in the car, I'd have been like, oh, God,
yeah.
oh, God.
Yeah.
We're all going to get
what?
killed.
I'm trying to fight this guy.
We're going to get killed.
Yeah. But no more trend.
Yeah, you need to settle down.
Yeah. That took almost about a month to recover from it.
You need to settle down.
Yeah. No more
And when I tell you you're being scary, you have to believe me, okay?
There's a whole genre of videos on YouTube called trend stories. And listen to them, they're hilarious. Fucking shit that dudes have done when they were on trend.
I'm sure there's been more than one murder.
Oh yeah, the dude that broke into that house and killed that family and started torturing that girl to try to save the girl that he thought they abducted was on trend.
Yeah.
But he was also...
See, this is why...
Yeah. But he was also... And he was ex-military guy. He thought that family had abducted a girl. But it was a hallucination. But he was also suffering from... I think schizophrenia. He was suffering from some other stuff, too. Wasn't normal. Then there's a video of a fucking cop pulling a guy over in traffic, and as soon as the guy stops, the door opens up, and he runs dead at that cop with a hatchet. And that cop barely had enough time to put about 6 rounds in him.
It's a little unwise.
He was a 220-pound fucking bodybuilder on trend, and they don't know why he did it.
Trend.
He thought the aliens were fucking after him.
Like I said, I saw the way you behaved on that shit. You didn't take a hatchet to anybody or anything like that, but you did kind of act like a crazy person.
Yeah, and you don't know it.
Yeah, like I said, that's the scary thing is like you can't be reasoned with.
My advice to y'all, any of you guys, because we've got some gym bros here, don't fuck with trend. It's really not worth it. It's cheap. It's very effective. NPP is a lot better, or Deca. Do that. It's just different esters of the same thing, but get the esters that are rated for human use. Don't go for the veterinarian shit.
Yeah, don't take animal drugs.
No.
I mean, that should go without saying.
Well, it's more like an animal hormone. It's bull testosterone that's kind of been modified into a steroid.
Have you seen bulls lately, like the way they behave?
I don't think we... cheating on me.
Oh, that was
bulls are doing
that was a whole other thing too.
Yeah, I thought people were cheating on me.
Yeah, he was convinced.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there going,
but I knew it wasn't true.
And that was like I was still kind of mostly working at home. Then I'm like, when the fuck did I have time to do this?
But they told me
I'm like, I'm at home in your face like all the time.
Yeah, but it's notorious for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had studied up on it. I knew it was going to do that. All right. So I said, look. You're going to get fucking thinking that people are cheating on you. You're going to be thinking that people are talking about you, But I'm jotting it down. It's a hallucination. Okay. I had to come and check with Jen. You're not cheating on me, are you?
I was like, no.
Shit like that. It says, yeah, I thought so. It's just it's trend. And you're like, yeah. And I said, okay. It's weird.
He's still kind of like thinking about it though. Like, still kind of thinking about it.
Like,
which is because I was like, look, I was like, one that was mostly still when I was like working from home. I was like, one, where the fuck would I go? Like I'm here all the time. But even if I wasn't, it's like I wouldn't do that anyway. Yeah. So it's just like,
well, we were talking about. It's like, yeah, it's not possible, is it? You're like, no.
No, it's like when the fuck would I do that?
I see you all the time. You never go anywhere. You're like, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in the fucking house all the time.
And I'm tripping. You go, yeah.
Unless you think I'm having sex with ghosts, that paranormal porn thing we were talking about.
I knew I was tripping with that. I knew I was tripping. I just had to check.
Sex with ghosts.
It makes you feel better to check.
The new Haunting episode.
Yeah.
I'd watch that one.
Don't fuck with trend. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it does.
Not really
it makes you a crazy
and
person.
I keep getting offered it all the time because a friend of mine has a shit ton of it.
Don't you do it. If you don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
And it's just so cheap and so effective, you know what I mean?
Oh, you're trying to talk yourself into it, I can tell.
No, I can fuck with it.
You just come to me and I'll slap you.
It's not worth it.
I'll slap you. Slap it out.
It's not worth it. I mean, you can get away with it for like 2 months, maybe 3. But by the time you're 3 months into it, you think you're fine. Oh, I can do 4, 5, 6. I can live on this. So you start thinking like that.
That's what I mean. And like after a while, I'm like, look, I'm just gonna get murdered. I'm gonna get murdered.
No. But I was just like fucking William Dafoe from fucking Spider-Man doing the
you were a crazy person. You were saying all kind of crazy shit.
Yeah, and you don't think it's crazy. You think it's totally
because I'm sitting there going, are you listening to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
I'll cut that guy's head off.
Yeah.
I think we should cut that guy's head off. Just weird shit like that.
Wouldn't that be a good idea? Sure.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to kill that guy. It makes you very evil and very aggressive.
Well, I think I'm going to have to kill that guy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to kill that guy.
I mean, I'm not saying I haven't thought that. Like, if somebody did something that pissed me off a lot, but I'm just like, maybe I'll have to kill that guy.
Yeah. Luckily, I never.
How could I get away with it?
The only thing I did was got into bar fights, and they were kind of justified. People grabbing Jen's ass, or people crowding.
Yeah, like you did get. Like when
justified.
you did get into fights, it wasn't like unprovoked.
Right.
I mean, you did just like start beating on dudes that did do fucked up shit. So
and you are insanely strong, and absolutely no fear. I mean, you'll jump out and fight a damn dump truck. That's how brave you are.
Now that's what
I'm gonna fight this dump truck.
That's something I'd like.
Yeah,
to see. Tom versus a dump truck.
Yeah, and you're like, no matter how strong you are, you're probably about 15 to 20% stronger on trend, and a lot faster. And you're impervious to pain. And pain and pleasure kind of mix into the same thing. Violence and sex kind of blend into the same thing. You're beating a dude up and you're like kind of getting aroused by it. It's like BDSM. It's perfect go-to-war drug. If I was back in the fucking military and doing fucking infantry missions and shit, and it's like a damn near a suicide mission that probably wouldn't survive, I'd be banged up with trend. I'd maximize trend. I'd be a fucking death machine. Because you're probably not going to live anyway. But maximum aggression would probably increase your chances on a suicide mission. Because you just fucking overwhelm everybody. But I kind of miss it. I'll talk to Jen. I'm like, I kind of miss trend. It gives you the fucking superhuman feeling. It's habit forming, so I'm not going to do it again.
The only thing, and I've told you this before, I'm like, this might be weird to say, but it's like the only thing I liked about you being on trend was that you were actually kind of more...
You get sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's really weird because you're kind of like super aggro, but then you're kind of like super emotional and like super, and I kind of liked that. Yeah. But it wasn't really worth...
No, it's not worth all the other shit.
Well, because you were like real erratic.
Yeah.
Like your behavior and your emotions were real erratic.
You're like a Superman.
Yeah, and because you were like real paranoid, and you were like real, and like I said, I didn't really know what was going on with you until afterward. Yeah. Because you were telling Sophie about it, but you weren't telling me about it.
Yeah, I was scared. So I was scared.
Yeah, so I didn't really know what was going on. So it's like all I knew was like you kept going in your man cave and you just be in there all the time and like wouldn't talk to me and stuff, and I'd be like, what the fuck is his deal? Yeah. And it's like, and then you'd come out and like say crazy shit and like, and you were all like thinking I was cheating on you and all this other kind of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, well, Soph got me through that. I was like, she's cheating on me. How could she be cheating on you? Like, I'm tripping.
I said, one, I wouldn't do that, and two, it's like it would at that time it would have been a physical impossibility.
It's like she don't love me. It's that kind of shit. It's that kind of shit.
Yeah, he was getting like that.
But see, I had primed everybody. I told Soph, this is what I'm going to take, and this is the symptoms.
See, but you didn't tell me though.
I told you. You just didn't. You didn't stick with you.
Well, and you were taking it much longer.
Longer than I thought and had planned on.
Right. Yeah. So it was that too. So I didn't realize because it had been a long time since you said it.
Yeah, I was on it 5 months. It was a 5-month cycle. And it's supposed to be 2 to 3 months. Maximum 3. I was on it for 5. And it took me a month and a half to come down off of it.
Yeah, it was special.
It was quite a transformative period, though. Because it was kind of like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
It was real challenging. Kind of like the first time doing a lot of acid.
Well, and I kind of like, too, as fucked up as it was and as fucked up as you were on it, when you finally kind of... When you finally told me what it was and, like, we talked about it and all that other kind of stuff, I feel like it kind of, I don't know, like, cleared the air about a lot of things. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, because I thought I was all right.
Right, and I was like, yeah, you absolutely were not all right. And it's like, and I did try to tell you a few times, but you didn't listen to me, so I just, like, stopped. Right. You just thought I was making it up. Mm-hmm. So I just, like, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just not going to say anything.
Well, you're kind of at war with yourself. I don't remember everything that I was doing and feeling at the time.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like the aggression turns in on yourself because you're bottling it up. So you go to war with yourself. So there's a lot of like self-analysis and self-criticism and shit. So that's partly what makes you paranoid.
Yeah.
Kind of like almost kind of like something the Native Americans would be into. You know, like going to the damn tent, trying to spirit walk and fucking, you know what I mean? Because all the heat getting to them and everything, heat exhausted, trying to trip out on it. It's like kind of like that.
When you first kind of told me about it and you were talking about paranoia, like doubting yourself and stuff like that, I was like, welcome to woman world. Is like, this is pretty much how we feel all the time, where you just like always doubting yourself and you're always like thinking other people are like talking about you and like shit like that. You know what
Somebody
I mean?
this is what causes roid rage. No. Roid rage is like kind of like civilians use that word a lot, but they kind of don't know what they're talking about. A lot of people don't know. The average person doesn't know what steroids are, where they come from. They just think they think steroids like something that you make in a basement somewhere. It's like a chemical you take. You take it, you just get big. It's nothing like that. It's a hormone. It's based on testosterone, and they rearrange the molecules to get rid of the androgenic effects of testosterone. And the androgenic effects are to give you secondary male characteristics. Because what they want to do is they want to give a bunch of fucking testosterone to males, to males, females, or children after they've taken a lot of damage during, say, like a fire and they've been burned up or they're all busted up. A doctor will give them a bunch of steroids to increase the healing properties, the healing abilities of the person. If you inject a bunch of fucking testosterone on a little kid or a little girl, you'll fuck her up. You know, you'll turn her into a man at age 5. You know what I mean? You can't do it. So you want to modify it to make it less androgenic. But you want it to be anabolic. In other words, it builds muscle, rebuilds tissue. So that's what steroids are. They're a healing thing. Well, if you work out a lot and you take those, you will heal up instead of 5 days or a week. You'll heal up in 12 hours. So you can work out every day and grow. As long as you're eating. So if you're training and you're taking anabolic steroids, in about 3 months, you'll have a year's worth of progress in 3 months. Because you're working out every fucking day and you're growing. Well, testosterone and any of those anabolic steroids, when you start taking them, there's kind of an adjustment period to them. They'll kind of feel like testosterone sometimes, and your aggression will peak until your body normalizes and gets used to them. So sometimes you'll lose your temper, you'll get mad if you're on a new one, until your body gets accustomed to it. Takes a few days maybe, and then your temper can kind of even out. But it's not as bad as people think. It's just you become, depending on how much you're taking and what it is exactly. Some of them don't do that. They're not all the same. Some of them will make you irritated. People will irritate you. You know, I don't want to talk to you. You know, it's like that kind of shit.
Well, I'm like that all the time.
Yeah. Tren, one we were just talking about, is one of the most powerful ones. All right? It's 5 times stronger than testosterone per unit. It's fucking very powerful, but it's very cheap because it's not rated for humans. It's rated for animals, veterinary uses. They give it to cattle. So they mass produce it. It's a nandrolone, which is a powerful anabolic agent. They give it to cows before they send them off to slaughter because they're going to be on a train for a couple days, maybe in a week. And they don't want them to lose any weight, so they'll put them on tren so they don't lose any weight on their way to the slaughterhouse. Well, you could take that shit and work out with it. It has a lot of weird side effects. That's why they don't use it for humans.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
I have to say.
And it's because of those mental side effects. Now, if you're only doing it for a couple months and you're not doing a lot of it, the average guy can get away with it. But the longer you're on it, the average guy can't handle it. Now, there are some guys Not everybody's the same. Or some guys have the genetics for them, and for some reason they just thrive on tren. They can take lots of it for long periods of time, and it doesn't really affect them. So not everybody's the same. That's something that, I guess here in the modern world, everybody wants equality and equity and shit, but the genes don't fucking agree. There are some people that can take things that would kill another person, but this person fucking, they just thrive on it. There are some guys in there that you just take fucking unlimited amounts of tren, and they don't seem to have any side effects that you can see, other than that they heal up real fast and they get real strong.
Incidentally, when we're talking about equality, we're not talking about how we think everyone's the same. We think everyone should just be afforded the same opportunities.
Yeah, but you're a high IQ person. Low IQ people don't know the difference. They think that everybody's the same. They'd be all the same.
Well, they should know the difference.
They don't. The average person's dumb. Some people can take drugs and other people can't. Some people will react to certain things and other people won't.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at me, for Christ's sake. Yeah. I don't react to hardly anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not a strong responder.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, which I guess in some ways is bad, although I've never really had too much of a problem with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, on the plus side of that, I hardly ever get sick ever.
Yeah.
Like, if there's flus going around, if there's colds going around, I never ever get it.
Another thing that I wanted to fucking say is that the average person thinks that if you take steroids, you're going to look like fucking an IFBB pro open class bodybuilder. You're going to be giant, like near 300 and something pounds. No. Those dudes that look like that, first of all, take a shit ton of stuff. A shit ton. Like 4 or 5 times what I take. And they are what's called genetic hyper responders. There's something about them genetically. No matter what they take, they would get much bigger than I would get. The dudes that didn't hyper respond to those steroids, they're out of the competition. They lost a long time ago. They never got that big. They gave up already. Some dudes can take just a small amount of steroids and have such bad side effects they can't ever take them.
Yeah, like you said, everyone's different.
Not everybody's different. I'm a pretty good responder. If I had been doing this maybe in my 20s or 30s, I'd have gotten real good results. But because I'm older and I'm taking protocols that are more for older guys, mostly just to hold you together, keep weight off you, keep diabetes at bay and shit like that. I'm more at a therapeutic level. I'm not trying to be an IFBB bodybuilder. You know what I mean? Just, you just want to be in good shape. Live a long time. That's some people are like, well, steroids are bad for you. No. There were guys that were using all that lived into their 90s. You just got to be very intelligent about what you're doing, and you got to make sure that there are limits. There are weight limits. There's limits to how much your body can take of that. And a lot of it has to do with how old you are. Young guys really shouldn't be taking any of that stuff. If you're older, you can get away with it, if your genes are right. And you just got to look at your blood work and make sure your blood pressure's good, and you got to introduce it slowly into your system so you build a tolerance and get some of the fat off of you and out of your fucking system, and then that allows you to take a little bit more and more, and then do more and more weights, and you're working out, And really, even as a professional soldier, young in my 20s, I've never been this strong, and I'm 3?
You are going to be 54.
I'm going to be 54.
A week from tomorrow.
Yeah. My birthday's
Tom's birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
July 1st.
It's
not tomorrow, but it's the following Saturday.
If I were to go back in time and meet my fucking 22-year-old 101st Airborne fucking infantry self with my M60 and challenge myself to hand, I'd beat my younger self just to death. Yeah.
But then you wouldn't exist.
Then I wouldn't exist. It would be like a... Yeah, but no, I'm fucking 3 times stronger. Now, the thing is, when I was young, though, I had a lot more endurance. Psychological and physical endurance. I could just do something for weeks or months and months on end. I could get on a fucking Ninja 600, like an 87 Ninja 600, and ride it from Fort Campbell, Kentucky to Mississippi and back in a weekend. And that's like a 16-hour ride. No, it's not that much. About 12.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I was younger, I had more patience for driving long distances and doing that kind of stuff.
That was on a motorcycle.
I don't really have any patience.
That was on an old Ninja. you were never supposed to be on that thing for very long, and that motherfucker buzzed like crazy. Your hands and your feet would be numb by the time you got there. Couldn't carry much with you. Just had to live off the back of that bike.
Yeah, Tammy said, just like some people become alcoholics and others can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we drink a lot. I mean, I don't know if we drink a lot.
Yeah.
We drink probably more than the average person.
No. Depends on what part of the country you're talking about.
Depends where, yeah, it depends on what you're talking about. But to be honest with you, it's like, I like having a drink. I like having a drink on the show and stuff like that. But if somebody told me, hey, you can't drink anymore because of health, I wouldn't really... I'd be like, that sucks, but I wouldn't really like
In general, me
it.
and Jen together go through a fifth of vodka a week.
Yeah.
That's 2 people, so... And most of it's drunk here on the show.
Yeah, we don't usually drink if we're not doing a...
Yeah.
If we're not doing a stream. Every now and then we do, but it usually we'll just have one.
Yeah, when I was in the Army in the 20s, I could drink a fifth in a night.
See, I would like...
I could do that in a night.
I would fall asleep.
No, not regularly, but I was just in good shape. You know, when it came to my aerobic abilities were real good because we ran so much. You know what I mean? And fucking we'd drink like a fifth, party all night, and then wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and go for a fucking 8-mile run with the fucking unit. And just... The whole fucking unit would be drinking too on some of those nights, and you could smell like alcohol coming off the whole fucking platoon.
You can get away with all that shit when you're
Couldn't get away at our age.
No. I mean, now it's like, even if we drink if we go out and stuff, I don't feel too bad the next day, but I'm still, I don't usually get hangovers, but I'm for sure like pretty tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and sometimes if I'll even wake up early and I'll feel okay, but then like by the time 2, 3 in the afternoon is like, oh man, I need a nap. Like, I would just be like super, super tired. John Smith said, I'd beat my younger self to death too, but mainly because he was so infuriating.
Yeah, you dumb as fuck when you're 20s. Okay, I'm trying to go back.
Zach said, what was the last movie or show that made you guys cry? It's like, honestly, a lot of stuff. Pretty much anything that's sad, like, will make me cry. Shit, we were watching the first Wonder Woman last night, and I kind of cried at the end of that. Well, I didn't cry, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was pretty good.
I kind of teared up at the end.
I want to see Wonder Woman 84 next. They got all the damn DC
HBO Max has all the... Because Tom, last night, we didn't have a stream, and he's like, oh, you want to watch a movie? And I'm like, yeah, what do you want to watch? And he's like, oh, I kind of wanted to see the first Wonder Woman because we never saw it.
Yeah.
Because I think we were talking about it when we were talking about the Shazam. And I was like, oh, I should check HBO Max because if they had Shazam, then it stands to reason that they would have the other DC ones too. And they did. They had like a shit ton. So they have they had the first Wonder Woman, they have Wonder Woman 84, they had Green Lantern, they had Batman versus Superman. Yeah. So they had all that kind of shit.
Gal Gadot was looking fucking hot too, smoking hot. And
that was a good movie. Yeah. I really liked it.
Just talking about steroids and everything. All those fucking actors that are in the DC universe, they're all on gear, including Gal Gadot. That's Nandrolone, but she's in good shape. Got the right amount of weight on her for that body style. She looked great. Her legs, and then the slow motion shots of her fucking doing back kicks on people and flips with a little fucking sexy skirt on. Hell yeah. And X says, "Oh my God, I actually caught alive. Yay! I hope you both have a good day so far." Yeah, it's nighttime here. So I don't know. You must be a long time listener, never caught alive. So welcome to a live show.
Yeah, we're always glad when somebody that doesn't get to catch alive gets to catch alive. And these are the funnest ones, I think.
Okay, El Padrino's asking what's our thought on the recent BlackRock exposure. Okay, yeah, well, that's what he's talking about is they got a video of a BlackRock executive saying, oh, yeah, senators, those guys are cheap as shit. We buy them off all the time. They only cost $10,000. You can get anything you want. Yeah, oh, yeah. This is nothing new. It's just that it's new that it's surfaced. The normies are going to figure out that the highest form of organized crime is the government. Governments are fucking criminals. And it's all got to be fixed, and you can't fix it. We're at late stage Roman Empire. It's just got to come down. It's got to be replaced with something that's better. But nobody's going to agree on what's better. So it'll fragment. It's going to go down like a Soviet Empire. And the Soviet Empire broke up into a bunch of different stuff. It'll be like that. It'll be based on region. Nothing you can do. It's just part of the life cycle of empires and nations.
Murder Hornet said, put Jen on Tren, LOL.
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen.
Very few women are on Tren, okay?
What do you think would happen? You know me.
You'd get mean.
I'm already mean.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. So I get women. I'd get even. I would probably like kill someone for sure.
Women don't react exactly the same way to this stuff as men do because they weren't androgenized to male hormones during puberty like guys were, and the anabolics were all based upon testosterone. Basically, they were modified into 3 different branches: 19-nor or nor-19 branch, which is nandrolone. The testosterone branch, which includes things like dianabol, and then there's the DHT brand, which is a byproduct of it would be like Anavar and other things like that. And that's just those are things that are kind of test kind of breaks down into DHT. Well, all those things don't do to a woman exactly what they do to a man. Women have testosterone. That's one of their main hormones when it comes to rebuilding tissue and speed and power. But a lot of a woman's anabolic activity is progesterone. Progesterone is really doing a lot of what you see to give it feminine shape, more or less. And then estrogen, people say, well, estrogen is there, but estrogen really is a thing that comes into play when a woman's pregnant. It's not a main player when a woman isn't pregnant. Now, what makes people look old and become old partially is a bunch of different things, but one of the main things is that as a man reaches andropause and a woman reaches menopause, the production of the hormones decline a lot. So you want to go through what's called hormone replacement. You replace those hormones with things that are available. Synthetic versions of the hormones or anabolic steroids can also, in the right amounts and the right ones, they're all different, can replace the hormones that are missing to keep that person held together pretty well, or even improve that person. It's not like it was back in the day. You got dudes now that are in their 70s or 80s that look fucking fantastic. I mean, they're better than any 20-year-old. You know what I mean? And they're like 72, and motherfuckers just looking shredded and great shape, great blood work, because they're not abusing it. They're just using it. They know how to use it. This is all newer stuff in the last 15 years that they're learning how to do. Will it kill you? Well, when you're 70, what's your life expectancy?
Life will kill you.
Life will kill you. Yeah. If you're 50, your life expectancy is 25 years on top of that. 20 maybe, depending on where you live. So how's this shit gonna hurt you? How is it? If anything, it'll help you because it'll get fat off you. And obesity will be a lot less of a problem. So heart attacks. It's just that how you introduce it into the body, your training regimen, and getting yourself back strong enough to take more. You just got to be intelligent. Somebody's I
was trying to.
What's he say?
Thank you very much, Jeffy Art. Very generous super chat.
Thank you.
Off to my weekend night job as bar security.
Okay.
Good luck with that. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow via reruns. Thank you for the content, as it always keeps me entertained wherever I go. Thank you very much. We do try to entertain people. Tammy says, my kid's father drank himself to death at 45. He couldn't leave the booze alone. Damn. I can drink and then not touch it again for weeks or months. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like I said, I do like to drink, but if I didn't have any money, or we couldn't go out, or didn't have money to like buy any booze or anything like that, it'd be kind of a bummer, but I wouldn't be that worried about it, to be honest with you. So it's like, I don't think I have the gene for addictive.
No, you don't have the addictive
behavior, but some people do, and it's like harder for them. But it's like, I don't think I have that, because it's like, I could take it or leave it. It's fine.
Some people can get addicted easily. Other people, they're a little more resistant to it.
Yeah. Camp Guy said, I knew someone who was really sensitive to alcohol. Only took her 2 years to drink herself to death, and she was a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said, it can happen. It can happen. So that's kind of shitty, but Camp Guy said, I sometimes cry at the end of It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, like I said, any movie that is like really sad or has like a super, super uplifting ending, then I'm probably going to cry at that shit, because that's just how I roll. For some reason, I thought of this because I was on Facebook the other day, and in a horror group that I'm on, and somebody's asking what's the saddest horror movie you've ever seen? And I said, I legit ugly cried at the end of Train to Busan.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was so sad. That's a great fucking movie, but shit, what a fucking... Oh, that was such a sad ending.
El Padrino was asking me what's my thoughts on reporter James O'Keefe. I'm not sure what's going on with James O'Keefe. You're going to have to refresh me in the comment section. I don't know what happened. You're going to have to jog my memory.
Murder Hornet put the little thing and it says Little Tom wants more Tren.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
He's Tom's playing.
No, fucking MPP is more expensive.
Like I said, if you ever have the idea to go back on that, just come and tell me and I'll slap you in the face.
Yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You can just take MPP or DECA. It's the same thing. It's just a different ester of it. And it's one that's a lot better on the human system.
John Smith said, my grandfather turned 108 last week. I still wouldn't tangle with him.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's way above. That's... Holy crap. 108.
But to answer somebody's question about the roid rage, I've pretty much done them all the main ones.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, and the only one that fucked with me was Tren. The rest of them were a piece of cake. Adjusting to testosterone, high levels of testosterone, that took a while. It wasn't rage, it was just trying to get laid, trying to get fucking ass off of Jenny constantly. That's one of the things. They drive her crazy.
Yeah, it was like I couldn't I couldn't get any sleep. I couldn't fucking do anything. Like I'm working in my and he would just like come in there and start pawing and groping. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, I have shit to do.
Yeah. And you do it even when you weren't that aroused. So she's like, okay, do it. And you're like, well, not really hard. So it didn't fucking. It was.
And she's like, horrible. God damn it! Now I have to lay here for like an hour.
Shit, you know, I really didn't think this through.
Like reading a book on my phone.
Like, I didn't think this through. I want to fuck, but I'm not really aroused. It's just because test is a fucking bizarre.
I always kind of suspected. I know this is gonna sound bad, but I always kind of suspected that when you were on that shit, that you were just out like fucking anything that moved.
What's that?
That you were out fucking anything that moved.
No.
Because you kind of went like
You're
that.
trying to. But it's kind of like not all of the switches are being tripped. Like the desire and the behavior's there, but not necessarily the motivation to do it, or not necessarily like the fucking, you're not really getting the hard on to do it.
Right.
And it's because like sometimes only like half of the switches are tripped.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of Jen, but only fucking half of the fucking signals are being set. You're not rocked up or anything. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, she's gonna let me do it. Well, shit. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let's get this started. I thought you were gonna say no. It's that kind of shit. It's that kind of feeling. Because it's not the same. But that's but thing is like that was when I was on TRT doses of it. I was only on 200 milligrams test a week, Cypionate. That's what they were giving me from the clinic. And there was like an adjustment period. It probably like didn't really hit me till like month 2. And then that first year, you'd had kind of these weird weird adjustment periods you were going through because you were like rebuilding yourself. Year 2 was a lot easier. But then I was realizing, man, I can get this shit fucking over-the-counter stuff from other countries a lot cheaper than what these clinics are giving to me. So I started going overseas to get my shit. You know what I mean? There's ways to get it here. So I was going like, he was only giving me 200, you know? But, you know, at my age and what these other dudes are doing, they're saying like 400 is a lot better. So I started doing like 400, 300, and 400. And by then, your system's already primed and already knows what to do with what it is you injected. And that's when I really started seeing progress when I was doing like more like 400. And then I'm going, you know what? I'm going to throw in some fucking Anavar on top of this, that's an oral steroid, pills. And I'm going to try some Winstrol. Like, this is good. You know what? I'm going to fucking inject some Dianabol. Dianabol was real good.
Tom's making bad decisions.
Yeah. No, Dianabol was good. Dianabol is just it's just super testosterone. The molecule looks just like testosterone, just stronger. But it aromatizes into methyl estrogen, which is like an estradiol, but harder for your system to get rid of, so you start blowing up like a fucking Michelin Man. You feel sexy as shit. You walk around with a constant chubby, walking like you're the Tomcat and everything. You're like, yeah, we get it. But you fucking look like shit. You get your face gets big around as a fucking balloon. You gotta have fucking estrogen blockers. I didn't have them at the time. I said fuck it. I was just working out, and I said, yeah, I look bloated, but I don't care. I only got another month left, or 3 weeks left of this shit. Then I'll come off of it. I wasn't a guy that didn't really have to worry about gynecomastia too much. I never really had. I'm not estrogen sensitive in terms of fucking like growing tits or anything. I watched for all that. I can
tits.
I can get away with it. I'll nip up a little bit after injection. But I never grew the titties. You know what I mean? So you have to watch what it is you're doing. So I don't know. It's just fine. Let's go to the restroom.
Camp Guy said Herb Baumeister, oh that motherfucker,
yeah.
only had sex 6 times with his wife in over 20 years. Really? Is that true? Like, I know we did a show about him, and I remember hearing about that, but yeah, holy crap. Jesus. And then Camp Guy said, I would have went for sex over 6 times in the first 2 or 3 weeks with my wife. Exactly. I mean, shit. That's like... Yeah. I kind of figure, like, that would be, like, just a week. Watch, that's 20 years. I can't imagine going that long. It's like, I know that people have different... I'm not excusing Herb Baumeister, obviously, because he was like a serial killer and a motherfucker, but you know what I mean? I know that some people are more like asexual, I get that, but I don't understand that. I've never been like that ever. But, yeah, so John Smith is talking about his 108-year-old grandfather. That is amazing. 108, fucking hell. So he does have the which one are you again, looking at his 100+ grand and great-grandchildren. Well, you can't blame the dude, though, because honestly, look, I'm 50, and I have, how many cousins? I don't even know how many cousins I have, okay? But it's not 100, that's for sure, but it's a lot. I don't even remember all their names. I don't remember their names. I don't remember their spouses' names. I don't remember whose kids are whose. I don't remember. So, and it's like, and I don't have dementia or nothing like that, I don't think. So, shit, man, if you're 108, you can forget some shit. It's fine. It's fine. I forget shit all the time. And I'm half that age. So, less than half that age. I don't know if I want to live to 108? I guess it would depend. Some days, I don't know. I guess it depends on the day, because some days I'm thinking, oh, I could live another 40, 50 years, and then some days I'm like, oh man, that makes me just like feel really tired. But then some days I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna live that long. But it's like, I don't know. I guess it would depend like on what kind of shape you're in, as long as you didn't have any health problems or anything like that were making your life difficult. But he was saying how John Smith was saying his 108-year-old grandfather was like, couldn't remember which grandchild or great-grandchild. I'm like, shit, man, it's like, I'm 50 and I can't remember all my fucking relatives' names, so that's fine. That's fine.
People will live a long time in the future as long as everything's stable in society, and you can be able to get some of these new things that are coming out. Even though a lot of the stuff that would help out life extension has been around for a long, long time. I mean, Jack LaLanne lived to, I think, 94.
He was in his 90s, yeah.
Yeah, and he died pretty strong. When he died, he still looked pretty good, especially for 94. And some people were like, well, how the hell did he do that? It was all that exercise. Yeah, and test and Anavar. He liked Anavar. He never got big. He never broke weight limits or anything. And that's really one of the keys, is that you don't want to get too heavy.
Well, yeah, because your heart has to deal with all of that weight, whether it's fat or muscle. I mean, muscle's better, obviously, but it's like, it's still weight. It's still like work that your heart has to do.
I really have no plans to break 200 pounds. I mean, if I was 190 pounds, 15% body fat, I'd be fucking happy. I could live like that. I could live like that the rest of my life. I'm not trying to be 220 pounds at 5'6". Shit, 220, that's bigger than fucking Arnie's little buddy. What was his name? Fucking, dude from Sardinia. I mean, he was he was the lightweight champion. I'll remember his name later. He was a strong motherfucker. He was stronger than Arnold in the strongman competition back in the 70s. He was in Conan and everything. He played the fucking little scout.
Oh, right. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, though.
What was his name? That was Arnie's best friend back in the day.
I think we talked about him on that bodybuilding show we did a long time ago, but...
I almost said his name, almost remembered it. But he, at his top, he was only 200 pounds. 198, 190, because he couldn't break 200. That was the lightweight limit. It's like 5% body fat, 200 pounds. You looked at him, he looked better than Arnold. Motherfucker looked great. I'm waiting for somebody to drop his name in there. But and I'll never look that good because he started when he was young. All right. So, man, if I was 190, 185 maybe, right now I weigh about 177. But I got some fat on me I could lose. I'm just recomping. Losing weight and replacing it with muscle. Losing fat, replacing it with muscle. If I was 185, 15% body fat, I'd be fucking happy. And you could live like that a long, long time. It's not stressing your heart out. You don't want to you do not want to break 230 pounds, really. 240 pounds and get anything under. If you're under 5% body fat, man, you're really, or 5% body fat and under, you're really fucking pushing it. It's not really good for you. You got to have more fat than that on you. You got to have a place to store water.
You do need fat, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, yeah, you look good, but shit, you're gonna fucking fall out on a dance floor at the fucking club, drinking them fucking alcohol and the fucking taking your damn water pills, and fucking pass out from dehydration, and the fucking ambulance is going to come in and think, oh, he's on steroids, he's having a heart attack, and start treating you for a heart attack instead of giving you fucking fluids, and they kill you. That's usually what happens. He's got to be having a heart attack.
Yeah.
No, it's dehydration.
Yeah.
You didn't have any fucking fat, nowhere to store any fluid. Been dancing all night, drinking alcohol. He's fucking on a half full of fucking diuretic fucking pills, trying to look shredded for the chicks.
Yeah. Let's see. Camp Guy brings up the novel The Corrections by Jonathan Franzen, which was a great book, actually. I need to reread that. I read it a couple years ago. But yeah. Murder Hornet said, my mom warned me when I was young, the older I get, the worse the hangovers will be. She was right.
That's right. Franco Colombo. Thank you very much, John Smith. Franco Colombo. And he was a fucking champion, man. Franco was a good-looking little dude. He was even shorter than me. I think he was 5'3" or 5'4", and couldn't break 200 pounds, or he'd end up having to compete with the big guys. I think about 200 pounds, 5% body fat. He looked like a god. Yeah, and the heavyweight and the lightweight champion, they were like best friends. Arnie and fucking Franco. A lot of photos of them together, man. If you look at them side by side, Franco looked better than Arnie. He was smaller, but he looked better. His proportions were fucking amazing.
What I was going to say is that one trick, I don't know if this will work for everybody, but a friend of ours who is younger than us, but is a seasoned drinker as well as a seasoned drug taker, his secret is, he's like, obviously drink a lot of water, like while you're drinking. That's a good thing too. You should eat a fatty meal beforehand also. Don't try to do it after. It doesn't work as good. But one thing I found that works really good is if you're drunk, when you get home before you go to sleep, and it has to be before you go to sleep, take 3 painkillers. Either aspirin or ibuprofen works. They both work equally well. And I have found that has actually helped to stave off hangovers. It doesn't help stave off tiredness. Like usually I'll still be tired like the following afternoon, but I won't feel like complete ass like the next day. As long as you remember to take the shit, you have to take it before you go to sleep though. Like you can't like wake up and be like, oh, I feel like crap, I'm going to take aspirin or ibuprofen. It doesn't work then. You have to do it before you go to sleep, and then it works. But like I said, I don't know if it'll work on everybody, but it works on me. So I haven't had a hangover in a while, but I am tired like the next day, but that's about it. I don't feel too crappy. Zach says, speaking of movies, I ugly cried multiple times during Hereditary. That one didn't really make me cry. It just stressed me the fuck out. And it stressed me the fuck out so much that I really wanted to watch it a second time, but I was like afraid to for like 2 years. How long did it take me to like watch it a second time, like to build up the fucking gumption to watch it? Because I'm like, man, that movie was so awesome, but God, it made me feel so bad. Like, it made me feel so anxious, and it just made me like, it just stressed me out and gave me nightmares and stuff like that. And then I was just kind of like, I want to watch it again because I know there's a lot of stuff that I missed, but I kind of didn't want to, because I was like, I don't know if I want to feel like that again. But I did finally like watch it again. But like I said, it didn't necessarily make me want to cry, but it did like give me really, really bad anxiety, and it gave me like really bad nightmares also, which horror movies don't usually do. That was the first one that had done that in a really long time. I can't even think of the one. What? I'm trying to think of like a movie that had given me nightmares prior to that, and I can't really think of one. Not since I was a kid. I mean, when I was younger, like the first few times I saw The Shining, that gave me nightmares. Like, you know, because I first saw it when I was, too young to watch it probably. I don't know, 10, 11, something like that, I think was the first time I saw it. And that, especially the whole scene in like the bathroom with like the lady in the tub and everything like that, oh, that stressed me the fuck out. And the whole thing with like the kid's voice, like rad rad, like that, I don't know why that freaks me out, but that freaked me out. And so the first few times I saw The Shining, like that gave me nightmares. But that's when I was a kid. I don't really remember another movie giving me nightmares. Oh no, maybe The Ring did. And not the Japanese one. I saw the American remake first, the Gore Verbinski one. And I saw that in the theater, and that movie fucking stressed me out too. Which, like I said, they don't usually. But that one kind of stressed me out for whatever reason. And then I was like, well, I should probably watch the Japanese original, Ringu. And I watched that, and I was like, it was good, but it wasn't nearly as scary, I didn't think. I mean, I know everybody has like a different thing, and some people like the Japanese one better, I get that. And I'm usually not a big fan of that whole period where they were remaking like every Asian horror movie like in an American version, because most of them were okay, but they weren't as good. But I would argue that out of those, The Ring, the American version, was better than the Japanese one, I think. I just, and if you want to argue otherwise, I'm not going to get mad about it or anything like that. But I just thought the American one was like way scarier. But in most instances, the Asian version was much better. But in that case, I think the American one was better. But that movie stressed me the fuck out too. But that was and when the fuck did that come out? 2002? Something like that. Like, cause whenever I saw that in the theater, and that scared the shit out of me too. But that was the last one that did that before Hereditary. So how long? So that's 16 years in between. I'm always looking for that though, cause I'm into horror, right? And it's like, I love horror movies. They don't have to scare me or nothing like that. I just enjoy them. But I'm always looking for that movie that's gonna like traumatize me. You know what I mean? And it's like, I hate it, but I also kind of love it at the same time. And it's rare that it happens. But that's why I liked Hereditary so much, because I'm like, hey, you got me. You did it. Like, and that's very rare for like that
I don't know.
time.
First time I saw the movie was in the theater, and it kind of overloaded me. I just thought it was ridiculous. I saw it the second time, though, and it was better. I liked it a lot better. That same director, though, did fucking Midsommar. And I love that movie.
Midsommar was also great.
Oh yeah, because I was like, okay, all right, yeah, he's going the Wicker Man route, and Midsommar's really good. And
yeah,
it's got
I
that
love
little
those
actress. I love that little one that played fucking
Florence Pugh. Yeah.
Yeah, played Fight with My Family.
Yeah,
Another
she's
good
cute
movie.
as shit.
Yeah, adorable little chick, and there's just something about her. She's a good actress.
Every time we see her in a movie, Tom's like, I love her head.
Yeah,
look at her head.
yeah,
she's got a great head.
It's like a big head with like she's little and she's
like she looks like a bobblehead, and I'm into it.
Yeah. I don't want to say like a bobblehead. She looked like a lollipop. This little, she's got this big cute head. She looks neotenous.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, she's neotenous.
Because she has like a slightly.
Yeah, and then she did a great job as fucking that British wrestler chick from and it was a Florida movie. It was Fighting with My Family. Paige. She played Paige, and it was a feel good movie. I really recommend that movie. If you guys have never seen Fight with My Family, you want a good feel good movie with a female character who's kind of downtrodden from a kind of a cool British family of misfits who are like wrestlers, and she comes to Florida to become a pro wrestler and fucking has a hard time but makes it. You know what I mean? Fucking The Rock shows up in it. It's based on a true story. Based on Paige.
Yeah.
Who was this fucking goth wrestler chick. And she's Florence plays her, and fucking she was like a British goth chick. Fucking her mom was goth in the movie.
Yeah, kind of goth metal,
goth heavy metal type. Yeah. But it's shows a bunch of locations where me and Jen would fucking hang out and pass by every day on our way to the club.
Like I said, that was like, hey, we were there.
Like, yeah. Look at the freeway. There we are. We're prepared. We're driving by. Yeah,
we probably were at some point. John Gora said, was she a Neon Demon? I don't think she was. Was she a Neon Demon? You didn't see that, but I did. I don't remember. I don't know if you'd like it. It's weird as shit.
Yeah.
I loved it, but that was my thing. That's my jam. Like, I love all those fucking weird-ass movies like that.
Said Midsummer with Ja and Cusack? No.
He wasn't in that movie.
Pugh Henderson was in it. He goes, sorry, watching. Then El Padrino says he's working and he's typing, he's sneaking this while he's at work.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah.
We won't tell.
No, Midsummer was a folk horror movie.
Midsommar.
Yeah, Midsommar. And it had Pugh. What's her name?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. Had Florence Pugh in it, and she's cute as shit in it. And she's with a group of university students. They're gonna study this cult that's living out in the woods.
Yeah, like, well, they don't live in the woods, but it's like a village.
It's like a village. Yeah, right. The village is out in the woods, though.
Kinda, yeah.
You know, it's like a farmland.
Yeah. And
it's like Wicker Man. And fucking weird shit happens, including all kinds of, like, human sacrifices and shit. And they're, like, friendly, but they got rules. It's you got to see it. It's good. It's good. It's same dude, same director that did Hereditary. He's got other movies, though, doesn't he? Would I like him?
I don't know.
You don't think I'd like him?
Well, it's hard to say.
Okay.
Because, like I said, it's hard to say. I love, like, arty shit. I love all that kind of stuff. And, like, you sometimes like it and sometimes not.
It depends on what it is.
It depends on what it is. It's like, hard to tell. I don't, like, just automatically love anything just because it's arty or anything like that. Like, it has to vibe with me. But
I've seen Hereditary 3 times, I think, and I warmed up to it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I fell asleep during it.
You did, yeah. You fell asleep in the theater.
But I really liked Midsummer. Second that motherfucker came on, we saw it live in the theater, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I think we saw it twice in the theater, actually.
We went back to see it
because he liked it so much that we went back and saw it again.
And then there's some other movies she took me to think she took me to see that she thought I'd hate, and they were like my favorite movies now. Like fucking Art of Self-Defense. Fucking I love that movie.
Yeah, which I thought he would hate that. Like, when we were watching it, I really dug it. I thought it was hilarious.
I didn't know what to make of it. I'm watching, I'm analyzing, and I'm going
and I was like, oh my god, Tom's going to hate this fucking movie. But he loved it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so
because I understood it.
It's hard to tell.
Like, I understood what the dude was talking about, and it was true. What he's talking about, there's a lot of truth to it. Now, that particular director, you know, I guess he's just wimpy as shit. There's a bunch of shit about him. But if he's listening to the show, I'm going to say, you know, they say you're a puss, you know what I mean? But I tell you what, that was a great movie. You got it right. It's about a warrior cults and the thinking behind them. That dovetails right in with my experience in the military, and it dovetails right in with fucking Count Dante and the fucking Black Dragon Society, if you know martial arts. That's what he's talking about. It was just brilliant. Brilliant. His take on it is correct, but my interpretation of his my appreciation and interpretation of his take on it, we're agreeing, but we're agreeing for different reasons. You know what I'm talking about? I have personal experience with that. You know what I mean? I think he's kind of making fun of it, but I make fun of it too. But for different reasons, I think.
He is making fun of it.
We're both making fun of it.
It's a black comedy.
It's a black comedy. We're both making fun of it, but he's making fun of it as an outsider looking at it. I'm making fun of it as, I was in that shit. Kind of like, I understand exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, that just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to be, like, in something to, like, understand it from like, a writer's perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
John Smith said, the last movie that gave me a nightmare was the digestion scene in Nope. That was a pretty great scene, actually. Gonna say, I didn't like Nope as much as Jordan Peele's other movies. I much preferred Get Out and Us, but that's usually because I'm not super into sci-fi, and I don't usually like aliens as baddies. Yeah. I did like the angle of that one, like, because he did something original with it, but I'm gonna like more straight up horror than I am like sci-fi always. El Padrino said Texas Chainsaw Massacre the original fucked me up. I don't like rural areas.
Yeah, I got head during that movie back in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for
it
you.
was kind of disturbing in a way. I'm down in the basement getting head from a hot redhead.
And then
Gramthars knows who
girl
she
is
is.
just like screaming the whole
the whole time. And I'm trying to kind of ignore the screen.
Movie.
Trying to kind of ignore the screen, looking at this fucking hot redhead that fucking yeah. No. Yeah. Okay, so
that movie.
Yeah.
You can really tell. I mean, Tobe Hooper did it, and it's like they shot it in Texas. It was like 120 degrees or some ridiculous shit. They didn't have any air conditioning. They had been shooting for like hours and hours. Like the behind the scenes shit, you can tell that everyone is kind of going a little bit crazy at that point, and that really comes out in the final product. I think that's kind of why so many people still resonate with that movie nowadays, because you can legit, like, it looks like they're really going through some shit. You know.
Say, what I mean? Hornet, man. He said Hornet's in it. I know the dim mock. Look, I don't know if you've seen fucking Art of Self-Defense, but man, you should see it. It's a great flick. It's a trip. It's a comedy, but it's real, man.
And that's like exactly my sense of humor.
Yeah,
it's just very dry.
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
And it's very sarcastic.
I own it, man.
And it's kind of like low key or like understated, but it's like, I don't know. I just I just like busted up laughing like a bunch of times.
Yeah, I own it. Talking about it makes me want to see it again. Okay.
John Smith said, I know this is heresy in certain parts, but I prefer the U.S. remake of The Ring. I do too. Like I said, I saw the U.S. one first, and that movie scared the crap out of me. Like when I first saw it, like in 2002, it really, really did a number on me. And then I figured, well, I'll watch the Japanese one because, you know, you got to. And I liked it, but not as much. Now, I will say that I've also seen, like, I prefer the Asian versions of, like, the U.S. version of The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Gellar. That was pretty good. But the Asian one was better. You know what I mean? And one that I really like, and I recommend if you haven't seen it. It's not actually Japanese. I think it's Thai. But it's called The Eye. And they did an American remake of it, which was not good. I think fucking... Who was in it? Jessica Alba or somebody like that, but whatever. But it's like, see the Thai one, because that one was like really good. There was like there's a scene in there, if you've seen it, there's a scene in there in an elevator that's one of the creepiest fucking things that I've ever seen ever. It's really, really good. And then, wait, where was it? Oh, John Smith said, though, as a kid, The Gate scared the crap out of me. I really liked that movie. That came out in 87, so I was like a little bit older.
I remember that. Yeah.
We did a review of it. I still think my favorite moment in that is like when the farmer guy like falls over and then like he turns into all those little demons.
Yeah.
I love the little demons in that.
I haven't seen it in a while, and I didn't see it when it came out, so it didn't make a big impression on me, but I liked it when I watched it. But I don't remember much about it. That was the one where the guy found the hole in the ground, right?
It was kids. They were like,
kids,
it was kids, and like they played the like heavy metal record backward or something like that, and it's like they open up like and they.
I remember liking it.
It's like a YA horror movie. So it's a good. So I mean, if you have kids and you want to get them into horror, because I know that's a whole thing, but that's a good one to start with. I would, if you want to go in the 80s route, I would go like The Gate, Monster Squad, The Lady in White. That's another good one. Fright Night. That might be a little. You might have to be a little bit older for that one, because that's got some kind of fucked up shit in it. But yeah, like other than that, because Fright Night wasn't really made for kids.
There's more comments and stuff we're getting.
I know. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, Elle Fanning. She was the one that was in Neon Demon. If you haven't seen Neon Demon, I just like, if you're into arty shit like I am, like you probably like Neon Demon. I liked it, but I don't know if you would like it. Maybe you would like it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can never tell. Camp Guy said Cusack's best movie is Being John Malkovich. Yeah, I mean, John Cusack was in a shit ton of good movies. And incidentally, I just rewatched Being John Malkovich. I saw that in the theater, and then I saw it again on cable. And I saw that it was on...
oh, it's coming down. Hear it?
Yeah, I know.
We just got hit by a storm. If we lose the stream, you'll know why.
Yeah. But yeah, I just saw that it was on one of my streaming services one night, and he was at bike night or something, and I said, shit, man, I'm going to rewatch Being John Malkovich, because I remember really liking this movie. And man, I forgot how fucking hilarious that movie is. I love how I mean, the concept is just out there. You know what I mean? But it's just, they pulled it off, like, so well. I just forgot how, like, fucking funny it was. And he also said, I liked Identity. Yeah, that was also a great movie. That was another one we rewatched not too long ago, because I think we did a review of it. And they're also talking about Beau is Afraid. Yeah, it's like, I kind of want to see that. I've heard mixed reviews. So, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. And then they're talking about Angel Heart, which is also great. We did a review of that probably a couple years ago, I think. John Gora said, has Tom seen City of God? I think he'd like it.
I saw the trailer. It
yeah,
looked good.
I've seen it, but it was a long time ago.
I haven't seen City of God. I haven't seen fucking Blood Diamonds.
That's also good. I saw it on an airplane, though, so I wouldn't mind seeing it, like,
if anybody wants us to review that, if you send those to us, you can send us to it through Amazon and just have it delivered here. We can give you the address. We'll review it. But we got shit in line. That's something I want to see.
Yeah, I think you would probably like that. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, send it to me on Blu-ray, and we'll review it. It'll move to the front of the line. Like it. Yeah.
But yeah, being John Malkovich, like all that weird fucking... That was Spike Jonze, though, wasn't it? I was thinking it was Charlie Kaufman, but I guess not. Because I was thinking of other Charlie Kaufman movies, like Synecdoche, New York.
See, here's the thing. Shit. I built the Blood Diamond carbine. I got one. XM177, in other words, a little fucking Car 15. I've seen the fucking scene of him with the fucking blood. It's an AR-15 short barreled. I got one, and I built it to look just like that. But I've never seen the movie. It's just that movie happened to have one of my favorite iterations of the fucking AR-15 or the Car 15.
I feel like you would probably like that movie.
Yeah,
like I said,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I've only seen it once, and like I said, I saw it on an airplane, so you can't really like concentrate on it.
Yeah.
But I remember it being really good.
I want to see Blood Diamonds, and I want to see City of God.
Yeah.
There's a couple other ones out there that, if my memory got jarred, I'd remember. But they're that same kind of thing. 2000s era military adventures. You know, because I think Blood Diamonds came out in what, 2003, something like that.
Somewhere around there. It was when I was going back and forth to the UK a lot.
Yeah.
So it probably would have been, like
around there. And that was around the same time as City of God. Probably 2004, 2005, something like that. Yeah.
Tyler, the guy, said, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like you're watching something that actually happened. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of does. And I think that's one of the things that made it so iconic was that you can literally, when you watch that, you can literally, like, smell that movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I'm just glad that movies aren't scratch and sniff, because that movie would just smell like head cheese and sweat and blood and shit, and it would just be like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's like that. It's like that. And it's, you know what? The remake that when did they do the remake? 2004-ish? I saw the remake, and I think I might have actually even gone to the theater and seen it. The remake wasn't bad. I didn't mind it, actually. It was one of the better remakes that they did in the early 2000s, because they were doing all those fucking remakes then. But that was probably the best out of the bunch, I think. Other than maybe, like, Dawn of the Dead. But you're never going to replicate that look and that feel, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, you can try and do it, but it's going to be fake. I mean, the way that they did it, they shot it for very little money, like I said, and they really did go through all that shit. It's like, there really was, like, fucking rotten meat on the table that had been sitting there for, like, because they couldn't afford to get more, so it was just, like, sitting there, like, in the fucking 120-degree Texas summer, and they were all, like, sitting there with rotting meat, and they were all just, like, going crazy and, like, shooting for hours and hours a day, and everyone was just, like, losing their minds. So it's just kind of like, you're never gonna replicate that magic that was like lightning in a bottle, you know what I mean? I'm sure it wasn't fun for the actors, but it made it a classic movie, so I guess it was all okay. Camp Guy said Cameron Crowe movies are good. Yeah. Almost Famous I really liked. I remember seeing that in the theater as well. Vanilla Sky I don't think I saw, because that's a remake, right, of Open Your Eyes, the Spanish film? I've seen that, but I don't think I've seen Vanilla Sky. Let's see. City, right. Yeah, El Padrino said City of God is great. You'll like it, Tom.
Okay, well, send it to me, man. If not, we wait forever. Probably we'll never get around to it. Look, I can't show. We're on a live stream. I can't show any full firearms on a live stream, but I can show parts. Okay, I don't think the AI will have a problem with it. This is the blood diamond carbine, but this one has an empty suppressor can pinned and welded to it, so I can get that 16-inch overall length and not have to apply for SBR. That's my City of God, or excuse me, blood diamond carbine upper. Nice, huh? Only problem is I couldn't get the fixed carry handle version of the upper, so I had to use the an A4 style with screws on, or kind of clamps on. Fucking no, what was that? There was a company that was gonna start to make PSA is gonna start to make carry handle uppers, and once they start making them, I'll probably put a carry handle upper on that. That's actually a 2-piece. You AR-15 guys know what I'm talking about.
El Padrino said, "Where am I sending?" I guess either contact me or Tom, and we'll give you we'll
give you the address.
As long as you don't show up and stalk us.
And what you can do is you can just go on Amazon and buy the Blu-ray and have the delivery. Just put our address and it'll show up here. It'll take 1 day or 2 days, and you'll go right to the front of the line with the review. We don't have. Anybody else waiting right now? I don't think. Well, we're still working on Bates
Motel, yeah.
And what else do we have out there?
I think that's it, right?
I think so.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only movie that. Well, it's not a movie, but it's a series.
Never finished the 2nd season of Rome that you gave me.
Yeah, I gave you that for Christmas.
I know. 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I don't even think it was last Christmas. It might have been the Christmas before.
Right.
We started watching it, we got really into it, and then we just didn't fucking.
I want the whole fucking 4 seasons of Spartacus on Blu-ray.
I liked that.
That was a fucking great. I even liked the fucking last season without the fucking main guy when they replaced him. He was still good.
Well, yeah, he died. Didn't
he?
Yeah. John Gore said The Hills Have Eyes remake was all right. Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, John Smith said the remake is decent, that the group mostly looks like models. I think that's kind of the problem. That was kind of the problem that I had with a lot of the early 2000s remakes of all the classic, because they remade Friday the 13th and they remade Nightmare on Elm Street with that stupid looking Freddy. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
El Padrino asks, he's asking me to please review what now?
Vice Squad with Wings Hauser.
If you send us a Blu-ray, it will move to the front of the line. And we will review it. If we get a Blu-ray, we will review it. And you'll move to the front of the line.
Otherwise, we'll just pick a movie. We'll just pick a movie at random.
And we pick movies at random. Or we have to go back into the back catalog. But whoever sends us something, your shit moves to the front. And we got a pretty steady line. I mean, fucking Xanadu sent us a shit ton of movies lately.
Yeah, he sent us Casino, and he sent us a lot of
a lot of gangster movies.
A lot of gangster movies. So we did a lot of those. And keep in mind too that if you don't know, I do reviews also, usually of horror movies or thrillers. I've been doing the last few weeks I've been working on 50s ones.
Yeah, Facebook. You can find her on Facebook.
Yeah. If you didn't see it, last weekend I posted a review of Night of the Demon, aka Curse of the Demon, from 1957, which is a movie that I Jacques Tourneur, which I had been wanting to see for a long time. So I did a review of that, and I'm gonna do. I have it all written out. I just haven't recorded it yet. But I have another 50s one planned for this weekend, but I'm not gonna say what it is.
I think Padrillo was saying he's seen your other reviews.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I have a couple book reviews written out too, because I've actually read a couple of books, and I got one from an author that I just finished today. So I wrote a review of that, and then I have another one that's going ahead of that. So I have been reading a lot lately, and I also Ben from Australia sent me a true crime book, a nonfiction one, and I still got to read that too. Oh, and other day, you know how sometimes we say that we go to Koi Wan, the Chinese buffet.
Yeah.
Well, we found one that was slightly close. Well, we found one that was a lot closer, which was okay.
Okay.
Good in a pinch.
We might go tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe.
I want some shrimp.
That's only 8 miles from our house,
yeah.
Which isn't, because Koi Wan is a half-hour drive at least, maybe 40 minutes.
More like 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Now,
and it's still relatively close. It's just you got to fight traffic, and that's
it's just a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
So we found one that was closer. What the fuck is the name of that place? That was like 8 miles away. And like I said, that place was all right. It was okay. It wasn't as good as Koi Wan.
Food was kind of cold.
But it was like okay. Like I said, if you're desperate.
Yeah.
But there's also an Ichiban buffet. That turned out being only about like 5-10 miles closer than Koi Wan. But we're like, well, we'll try it out just so we have some options. So we went there, and that place was pretty nice too. It was actually like pretty big, and they had a lot of stuff. But the one thing that I was excited about is that where it is right across from a mall that had a big Books A Million.
Yeah, and it's a dead mall basically, but it's got the bookstore.
And I was like, and the bookstore was pretty crowded. Like when we went in there, it had a coffee shop and everything. Like it's Books A Million, so it has Joe Muggs. It doesn't have Starbucks. That's a Barnes and Noble thing. But so I was like, oh, bookstore, because I think I could be wrong about this. That might be the closest bookstore to our house, and it is 18 miles, bro. That's 18 miles from our house is the closest bookstore. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, bitch, we are going in there and like wandering around the bookstore because I used to do that every weekend, and now I don't get to because there's not one around here. We need to check
what the daytime prices on Ichiban are.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. It was like $12, wasn't it? $14.
Yeah, I think it was 14 a person or 15 a person.
They had everything. They had everything that they would normally have, but
and it was packed.
It was packed. Yeah.
Holy shit.
They had everything they normally had at our other place, except they didn't have steak. But the shrimp was still good.
One thing that they had that that Koi Wan does not have is they had egg foo young.
That's right. That's right.
And the egg foo young was actually really good. Yeah. And I was like, I wonder why Koi Wan doesn't have it. They have everything else because I love egg foo young. But what I was gonna say is that we went in Books A Million, and one thing. Okay, I didn't spend money on this because I wanted to. They had Trivial Pursuit, but the horror edition. And I was like, oh man, it was $50. And I was like thinking about it, but then I was like, well shit, I'd probably just have to play with you, and then I would always win. Yeah. So it wouldn't be any fun. No. Like I would kick your ass at that game.
You would.
You wouldn't know shit.
I wouldn't know shit.
Right. So it's like I kind of want that. Maybe I can just like play with myself.
We got Jenny's got to play with herself. We got to get you one of the geeky little girlfriends to come over.
To come over and play horror board games with me. Because I still haven't. Because you remember you bought me that Shining board game, and I really want to play that, even though it sounds super complicated. Yeah. But it's like we just never get around to it.
If you're a geeky, goth horror fan that wants to nerd out with Jenny and play Trivial Pursuit and shoot porn scenes, we'll fucking just come on over here. We'll do it all. Sign you up. We'll put you on Stream Mate and everything.
Yeah, we're taking applications.
Taking applications.
But like I said, you have to be like super nerd. None of this fake like, oh, I like.
You gotta be nerdy.
You gotta be like fucking nerdy about the shit. I'm gonna test you.
Yeah, Jenny likes nerdy girls, nerdy cute girls. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, but yeah, so especially if you're like a horror nerd, like, we can talk about
little
that
shit horror
all
nerd.
Night long.
Little round glasses and shit. If you're little and cute, Jenny loves you.
Tom's just excited. He's hoping that it's for some girl-on-girl action. And
I'm a man.
That's how it goes. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we could recruit somebody.
That one girl. There's one girl at the club that just had her name written all over her, and she's like, "You go get that one." And that girl was sweet on me, but she wouldn't. She goes. But she comes back later, like she turned it down. A week later, she goes, "You must understand something, Mr. Ross."
We did ask her about it.
I am straight. Then she says, "I am straight." I says, "Yeah, of course you're straight. That doesn't mean anything. Come hang out with us." She wouldn't.
It's all right. We don't put labels on things.
I am a low income person. She
cute.
said all kinds of. She says some cute shit.
She's cute as shit.
She fucking says some cute shit.
She's cute as shit though. That girl. Yeah. I haven't seen her in a while now.
No, I don't remember that girl's name.
I don't even remember what her name is.
She had this crazy ass name that she has assumed name that she uses. It sounds like some kind of Greek goddess. I can't remember like that. I'm like, come on, that's not your name. What's your real name? No, that is the name that you will call me.
That's how she talks.
Yeah. That is the name.
She's adorable.
That is the name.
She's adorable.
Okay. All right.
You know how I do.
I know how you are.
But yeah,
no, she's cute. I'd do it.
Yeah.
You do it. I'd do it. She's cute. But she's not up to it, you know? She's not up
We did ask her, like I said. But
and then she had the goofiest boyfriend she brought.
Yeah.
The motherfucker was goofy.
I don't even remember that. I don't remember that guy. I wasn't looking at the dude. But yeah, so not only did they have the horror trivia, but they also had like all these end caps with like all this really cool like horror shit. They had all these like stuffed Cthulhus. They had like a whole Disney villain section. They had this adorable like little Maleficent like plushy thing, and I was just like, oh shit, I really kind of want that. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna spend $1 million in here. Now I did spend some money. This is what I got, and I see this like Books A Million and Barnes and Noble. This is why I used to go every weekend, because if you don't know, like in the front, when they put a book out in paperback, then they sell off the hardback like super cheap, like all the leftovers they have. So you can get like hardbacks for like $6, man, and it's like super awesome. That's why I have like 40 bajillion books in here, and every time I move, it's like a big pain in the ass because they weigh 1,000 pounds. But they had, check this shit out. This I think was $6. Mammoth Book of Cthulhu, and it's all like short stories, like Lovecraftian stories. And I was like, oh my god, I gotta fucking have that, right? So I got that, and I also got. Oh my god, I was so excited about this. I also got Moonflower Murders by Anthony Horowitz. Now, if you guys have been watching my book reviews, I did his earlier book, which is called Magpie Murders, and I loved that fucking book. It was like it's like an old school whodunit, like inside like a modern whodunit, like a turducken. And it was like really, really good. And I was like, oh shit, man, I gotta get that second book. And they had the hardback for $6. I got this for $6 fucking dollars. So I'm gonna be reviewing this at some point, but I haven't started reading it yet because I had, like I said, I had an author that I had reviewed one of his books before, like a British author, and he sent me his new one. So I just finished reading that yesterday, and I did a review of it.
Okay, we pretty much just ended hour 1. If you guys could help us out, go ahead and hit that like button, please. We've got a shit ton of people in the comments.
Please like us.
Please like and help and subscribe and share.
El Padrino said, see you guys later. Got to get my ass back to work.
Okay, bud.
Oh, that's no fun.
All right, but it's good to have you back on, bro. And hit up Jenny on Facebook, and she'll send you our address. And
yeah, like I said.
And that goes for any people just listening. If you're listening recorded, just find either me or Jen or fucking 13 o'clock on Facebook or Instagram, and ask for our address, and we'll send you the mailing address here.
Yeah, I have like a million different. I have Jenny Ashford, which is my that's my personal account. I also have like a Jenny Ashford that's like my author account. Yeah. I have a 13 o'clock account. I have a Scare Salon account. I have a Crime and Memorial account. I have like so many fucking accounts on there.
Yeah, and I can give you the address too if you want to find me, but it's easier to find Jen. I think her footprint's bigger.
Yeah, I'm all over the shit. Yeah. I'm all over the place. It probably is much easier. And I have like a slightly more uncommon name than you have.
All right.
John Robertson said, hey, Jenny, I found some artwork that is of Peter Cushing, and it's like tarot cards that represent the roles he's played.
Oh, shit.
Like Van Helsing, Sherlock Holmes, and Frankenstein. They're really, oh my god.
What about Grand Moff Tarkin?
Oh my god, please don't tell me that, because I might need to get those. Yeah. See, this is what happens, is like, this is why I used to spend so much money, like, because I would go to like Barnes and Noble and shit like that, like every weekend, and I would just like, every time they had like some creepy shit or some scary books or something, I'd be like, yeah, I gotta have that. Why do you think this fucking office is so full of stuff?
Yeah.
Because I just can't resist it. Can't resist it. You know? But, you know.
Yes, the office is becoming a museum. And then our little den living room upstairs is starting to look like a damn studio.
I'm excited because
we weren't out there.
Well, we weren't using that room for anything. No, pretty much. It's like this because what it is, this house
is big.
Yeah, it's big, and it's like the upstairs it's almost like a living room or like a den. Like you can't.
It's supposed to be a den. This is where the kids are supposed to live, and the master bedroom's downstairs. And the kids are supposed to live up here, but we wanted to live up here.
Yeah.
And it does have. This is actually like the second master bedroom.
Yeah.
That we're in right now. But we don't live in this. We use this as...
This one actually, this room might be bigger than the bedroom we're using.
Yeah, it is.
Because this is the one that has the attached bathroom.
Yeah.
Because there's like a bathroom right through there and like the fan and everything. And the other... But see, when we first moved into the house and I was like, well, I want one of these rooms for the office. But I told Tom, it's like, well, which one do you want for the bedroom? Because I don't really care. I was like, this one's bigger and it has the bathroom attached.
This made more sense as an office than a studio.
But he wanted the other one for the bedroom because it had a high ceiling, and this one doesn't. Yeah. This just has like a regular ceiling.
The room that we're in is better as a bedroom.
Yeah, it doesn't have a ceiling fan. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing wrong with it.
But it's like, but I bought a column fan.
Yeah.
Like that I just put on the nightstand, and that works out pretty good. That is just like blows right in. Because I can't stand not having air blowing on me when I'm sleeping. It's hot in here.
Jenny likes a blowjob.
I do. Don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all? You do as well.
They're talking, of course.
Zach says, why would a high ceiling matter for a bedroom? I'm not really sure. I guess, well, because you feel less claustrophobic, I feel like. Yeah. He just liked it felt more open.
Yeah, I like real open. I don't like closed in spaces. I like real open. And I don't like houses filled with a bunch of furniture.
Yeah, he's kind of minimalist.
Yeah, I like big open spaces that you can walk through, and I like things being very functional. I don't like little fucking... Like boomer bling. I fucking hate boomer bling. I hate fucking things that are like furniture for the sake of being furniture to fill an empty space. I don't like that. I like everything to look kind of like an office or an industrial park or a mall or something like that. I like everything to kind of have a minimalist appearance to it. I don't know. It's just part of having a military bearing.
He doesn't like clutter.
I don't like any kind of clutter. I like everything clean. I like to clean. I vacuum a lot and fucking clean the house.
Well, you kind of have to vacuum a lot.
Yeah.
Like between my hair and Pookie's hair.
Yeah.
There's probably like fucking tumbleweeds like all in this fucking house.
Right. And I fucking hated the old-fashioned fucking 70s and 80s where you had to walk in between all the furniture and shit, and the fucking your grandma's got a damn fucking dining room, and it's like place sittings for the queen is coming over and all this fucking dishes and stupid shit that's never used, except maybe like on Thanksgiving. You really don't even want to be there for Thanksgiving, and then they got all the fucking bullshit that they bought at the Cracker Barrel because they went to the Cracker Barrel in Pennsylvania or some stupid shit. Fucking people were funny back in the day, so I don't like any of that. I like the things to be kind of business-like.
I do like all of my horror tchotchkes.
No, I like this. I like this because our house looks like an amusement park. It's nothing but fucking exotic lighting and fucking swirling
like I said,
galaxies on the ceilings and projections. Zach's seen it. I've sent videos of Zach of fucking what the bedroom ceiling looked like. It's got a damn swirling galaxy on the ceiling.
It's projected up there. It's real hypnotic.
Yeah. So I like lighting effects and empty spaces, lighting effects.
Yeah, pretty much the whole upstairs looks like nightclub lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have all these RGB lights like we have in here, like lasers like on the ceilings and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, but it's cool because what we did with the big space, like we haven't painted it yet. Tom painted the bedroom, like he painted it like a dark blue, which is really pretty. But I still haven't hung any artwork up. I needed to get around to that. But what we did with the big open space, like all we had in there before was just the mini fridge and like a little shelf thing that had like some of our small Debras on it and like our ice machine, and that's pretty much it. But now Tom kind of like rearranged it all the other day. He made like a little snack area that has like the little mini fridge and like the shelving that has like snacks on it, and then
a little table with chairs.
And then like in the other corner we put up, like I bought like a rolling like what do they call that? Like a clothes.
Yeah. I could take a video of
like
it.
Like a clothes hanger thing. And so I put all my new clothes on that, like the stuff we use for the shoots and everything like that. And then like I bought like this shelving unit, and I bought like all these wig stands. So I have like all the wigs on, because I have like a bunch of wigs, you guys. So it's like, so I have all those on there, and I bought like little drawers that have like all my stockings and like other little shit that I use like for the videos and like, just going out clothes and stuff. So I put all of that in there. So it looks really cool. So now it's kind of like a dressing room / snack bar. And then we have like a couple little chairs and tables in there. So it looks more like an actual room now, whereas before it just kind of looked like a space that wasn't really being utilized for anything, Because like I said, it's supposed to be, I guess the intention was it's supposed to be like, the kids would live up here, if a normal family lived in the house. The kids would live up here, and that's where their video games and shit like that.
This is what she's talking about.
Oh, you filmed it.
I just filmed it. That's the stairwells, and I'm going out into the
that's what it looks
den.
like.
Shit.
Yeah, you can see the ring light.
See the ring light. There's the little snack bar, colored lights and stuff. So that's it.
Yeah.
And the colors did not look accurate. I was watching them on the screen.
Yeah,
they're all purples and blues. And so it's more like that color. Out there.
Oop, whoops.
Jenny's boobs.
I was gonna say, was that boobs?
No, yeah, his boobs. But you don't see any
nipples. Look how cute Tom is.
What's that?
All
my little
All of his tablets, he has 2 of them.
Yeah.
Have pictures of me.
Yeah.
On the back. Usually they have boobs in them though. Well, hey, don't.
Okay. You can't see anything.
Yeah, you could.
Can't see nothing.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he changes them out like all the time because
when new pictures come, I change them out.
Well, because we do, shoots every weekend with different outfits and stuff like that. So he always goes through, and I upload everything to Dropbox, and then he goes through there and picks out his favorite ones and then puts them in. It's like that's.
And we're just getting fully approved for StreamMate.
All I have to do is upload something that has like proof of address. So I have to like upload like a bill or something like that, and then that's all I have to do. Which I got to find out where that is. I could probably like find a credit card statement or some shit like that.
It's pictures of Jan.
Oh, he's gonna show like. All
I'm gonna show the just the R-rated ones, no X-rated.
I was gonna say because we're gonna get. Well, we're probably already gonna get demonetized.
I'm gonna do the ones with the blonde hair that you did back a while ago. There's a lot of those.
Blonde hair? What do you mean, like white?
White hair.
Oh, white hair.
Yeah.
I don't love the white wig.
Jam with white hair.
But I mean, that's a good picture. Though.
It's a great picture. I'm getting. Yeah.
That came out good.
Yeah.
And I think, did I have the green contact lenses in?
Yeah.
Were those the green ones?
Yeah.
Because Tom bought me blue contact lenses and green contact lenses.
Yeah.
So, okay. I was trying out different eye colors because my eyes are dark brown in case you never noticed. But yeah, they're green in that one. Yeah, that came out. Yeah, like I said, those pictures.
No, you look beautiful.
The white wig isn't my favorite, but why are you showing boobs? Don't stop.
You can't see nipples though.
Stop showing boobs.
Can't see nipples. You got a top on.
No, I don't.
Yeah, there was a top there.
Oh well, that one I do.
Yeah.
That one I do.
Yeah.
You can't tell him anything.
No, of course not.
He just
I do what I want to
with
do.
Me.
They can't see anything.
He doesn't care if I get demonetized. Or
yeah, I get demonetized.
All of my shit gets demonetized.
There wasn't enough. Oh, look how cute this is.
That's my mom wig.
Yeah. This is my gothic mom. Goth mom comes in and does something naughty to you.
That was also I had blue contacts.
Yeah.
Because he was like freaked out by that because he's like, oh my god, you look completely different.
Yeah, you look completely
like when I had blue eyes.
Yeah. Okay, here.
Maybe I'll do the blue eyes tomorrow too. I don't.
Gemma blue eyes.
Yeah, there we go.
She looks totally different.
And that's my cool like black and white wig too.
Yeah.
Like with the little gray things in there. I like that wig. I got that on Shein too. Also, not only did we get the new shipment of tops today, which like a fuck ton, but the other day got a couple dildos.
Yeah. You want to show them?
No, don't do that. Like I said, we're really gonna be demonetized. But yeah, like, well, we've been looking. Like Shein has some of that stuff too. So I was like, I said, I like ones that are like the look good on camera. I don't really like realistic looking ones because they're boring and kind of like bizarre, like and gross. But I like ones that are like weird looking or like cool colors or something like that. So I got one that was kind of like pink and purple, like gradient. And then we did get one that was kind of like realistic looking, but we got one because it was like because it how's like a. What's a tactful way to put this? I don't think there's a tactful way to put this.
What's that?
It squirts.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay.
And they didn't really have any cool looking ones, not that I could find, that did that.
No, the real expensive, the real good looking ones actually, and the cool looking ones are expensive.
They are, yeah.
They got a lot of studios out there fucking custom making these things. And you're going to look at between $70 and $150 for those things.
Yeah.
But you see that for what me and Jen are doing, they basically how they feel doesn't fucking matter. What it is that how cool they look on camera.
Yeah, we just want them to look cool on camera.
They have to look cool on camera.
Because I have to say, some of the ones that we have that look cool on camera,
they're fucking crazy.
Not real, let's put it this way, not real pleasurable. You know what I mean? To use them in the way that they were intended. Yeah. But they look really cool. Though.
Yeah, they're pink or they're fucking purple and black and
we got a couple monster ones.
Yeah, it's all monsters and animal looking.
One that's like blue and purple and it's got like all these, it looks kind of like Cthulhu-ish.
You could probably show that though.
What was that one? Have we shown that weird green one that we got the other day that looks kind of like
show
a fucking...
that. That's dragon shape.
Yeah.
All right, that's some weird shit. Man.
Yeah. I like the way it looks though. It's cool.
And then there's like some fucking Martian.
Yeah, we got
shit.
Oh, and that glows in the dark too.
Yeah.
Which I didn't actually realize until we were filming in a dark room, and I was like, "Oh, look at that."
Okay, they're asking questions and stuff in there. Did Tom ever see the screenshot? Oh yeah, I forgot all about it. He should have reminded me, or I'd have gone there and read it. He's having problems with his boyfriend. He wanted me to psychoanalyze the boyfriend.
His ex-roommate, he said.
His ex-roommate. It's his ex-boyfriend though, who's stalking him and fucking with him out of the blue years after the fact. I have to read it, man.
That's bizarre.
I mean, I'm a man just like you. I should be able to back engineer it, but I'm not gay like you. See, the gay factor might have something. Maybe I can, but maybe I can see something you won't be able to see because I'm dispassionate. I'm not
well, see,
emotionally
that's probably
involved.
The idea of
I'm not emotionally involved, so I can say, okay, I know these things. But usually, if you dump somebody and then years later they come back and start fucking with you, it's because they're heartbroken over you.
Well, it's got to be because why? Otherwise, I mean, who does that? Like, who breaks up with somebody and then like 5-6 years down the line? Like, usually you're not even like you're not even like thinking about that person. If you're normal, you're not even like thinking about that person anymore. So it's just kind of like if you're still obsessing about that person, then there's obviously some issues going on. Because honestly, like, I don't even remember shit that happened that long ago. To be honest with you. I mean, me and Tom have been together a long time, but I'm just saying, like, prior to that, like, shit, we've been together 12 years? 12 years. I've known him longer than that, but we've actually I've known him about a year and a half longer than that, so I've known him probably about, like, 13 and a half years, but I think we've been together for 12 years. I think it'll be 12 years this summer, which is crazy. That's crazy. That's almost as long as I was married previously, because I don't know if you guys know, but I was married for 14 years. Probably because I'm old. I'm old as shit. I married pretty young. I was 22. Tyler, the guy, said, I have this joke I tell where I pitch a concept similar to Build-A-Bear Workshop, but it's for dildos. Yeah, it's like that kind of sounds like a joke, but they don't... I don't know if they have like an actual Build-A-Dildo workshop. That's what they should call it if it's not called that. But they do have... I mean, you can get custom ones... And it's like, I didn't really know that either. Like, you know, I used to have an Amazon store where I sell sex toys and stuff, but I didn't make them or nothing. It's like, I was always like just reselling ones that already were available. But once we like started getting into, you know, thinking about doing videos and streaming and stuff like that, and we started like looking into the shit and like what some of the other performers had and stuff like that. I'm like, holy shit, they have like all this, it's a whole subculture, man. They have like a whole... they have all these fucking crazy ones. Like I said, I'm into not for the functionality, but just like the way they look. I'm really into like all the whole subgenre of like monster ones. So they have ones that are kind of like Cthulhu-esque. They have ones that look like tentacles, and they have ones that I'm just like, they're really cool looking. Like I said, they're not super pleasant to use, but they look really cool. And also they have a whole and like I said, we've probably already been demonetized, so it's fine. But they have a whole thing. They can't really say it because of laws, but they have ones that look like various animal penises. Let's put it that way.
Well, they get around with them because they change certain things and they call it like werewolf this and that. And fucking this
but
and
it's clearly like it's like a red rocket.
Yeah, it's a red rocket.
Is what it is.
Somebody's asking, and there's big money in that. Fucking the kinkier that shit is on StreamMate doing live streams, the more interest you're gonna get, because you can't go with the same old. And our StreamMate show is gonna have a lot of humor in it. We're going to be drinking, we're going to be fucking around just like we're doing right now. Just that, of course, the clientele's a little bit different. Y'all are invited. When this shit goes down, we're going to have the links so you guys can come visit. If you show up over there, you can tip. It's going to be titty flashes or just whatever, you know what I mean? We can do gold shows. Depends on fucking how juiced up we are at the time. There's no way to fucking tell what could happen. Anything could happen. But it could definitely be an X-rated show. And we can say a lot more over there. too.
Yeah, over here I'm always trying to be like a little bit careful. You gotta really watch it, right? Although, like I said, I'm at this point I'm just kind of like, well, it's probably 90% it's going to be demonetized anyway. So it's like after a certain point I'm like, whatever, fuck it. Especially like on the Friday night show, because I feel like nobody that isn't like a super fan of the show is going to be watching these anyway, so I'm not like super worried about it. Right. I'm more worried about it like on the regular show and the movie reviews and stuff, because I feel like people that aren't fans of the show might stumble across those, but this one I don't think they would.
Over here there's a lot of censorship and, like I said, demonetization. Now, there's something guys got to understand. The StreamMate show has 2 modes: the public mode, and on public you can only go R-rated.
You can show top nudity.
That's about it. That's R-rated.
You can't show below the belt nudity.
Right. That's R-rated.
Like, that's in their contract. Like
no X-rated in public. So anything X-rated has to happen in private. So there's like private shows or private one-on-ones. We can go cam to cam, but that costs more money. Most dudes don't want that. They just want quick private.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with that, to be honest. Really I might not put that as an option, because you don't have to.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I necessarily want to see the people.
But we'll be selling videos on there and photos. And
we got a bunch of
we got a lot of videos already shot.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos and
about a dozen videos
at least.
Yeah.
Like, I got to edit some of them still, but it's like we do have like a lot, because we do clips like every weekend.
Yeah, the videos will be about $1 a minute. So a 15-minute video is about $15. Okay. 5 minutes, about 5 minutes. Some of them are real quick. And there's gonna be a lot of free stuff too.
Yeah, we've already started doing stuff that's like not as explicit. Yeah. That's gonna be like free or like available for samplers or teasers or whatever, and then like the other stuff is gonna be like behind a paywall.
And I've tested it out on some dudes. Fucking
he's been
giving out free samples,
which like I've said, it's fine. Like I don't really care. Like I think he thinks that I'm being shy about it, but I'm just kind of like curious, because today he was like, oh, I sent like samples to all these other people and they said this and that. I'm like, who'd you send it to? I was just like curious.
No, friends of the show and a few club friends. That's all.
Because I'm not worried about it, or I wouldn't be doing it.
Bee's Nest has seen samples. Some of it was post-production, but good post-production before editing. And he's like, yeah, it's going to be good. Fucking, No,
we're having a good time, dude.
We make good shit. Yeah. And people was like, well, you got a few weeks back, like, oh man, Zach was like, my favorite people are becoming porn stars. We're not porn stars. We don't work for a studio. We don't have to fuck 100 people, 200 people a year like you do if you're in a fucking studio. It's just me and Jen.
Like I said, I don't want to do that.
It's just me and Jen.
It's fine.
We're practically married. We've been together 13 fucking years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and the video is good. It's fun. We cut up during it. There's humor in it, and Jenny edits some fucking funny shit that I say. It's fucking funny. Looks on my faces and shit on one photo, but then some of the other stuff is just kind of like basic stuff that dudes like. We know it's popular.
Yeah, like you said. I mean, Tom is kind of like a porn connoisseur.
I know guys in the industry. I fucking confer with them.
So asking like what's gonna sell.
Yeah, like what sells, what doesn't sell.
I was gonna say, when I was talking about the animal penises.
Yeah.
We watched one. I don't remember if it was StreamMate or Chatterbait, or I don't remember what it was. But remember that woman? She was a British woman, and her whole thing was
horses and dogs,
dildos. Talking.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Come on.
Too explicit?
Well, I don't know. It says it might be the storm.
Yeah, storm.
It reconnected.
Okay, it's back. It's reconnected.
I think it reconnected.
Yeah, I think it's back. Go ahead and drop something in the damn comment section.
It's storm in here, so I don't. So I don't know if it's like.
The name of the video is "What Your Mom's Been Up To at the Stable."
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And you walk in on her.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, what your mom's been up to, and she's a British chick. She's in her late 20s. It's all fantasy. She's just talking shit and pretending to blow these fucking big old fucking horses, and it's fucking funny. And there's some of them have a lot. Some of those girls that do that shit have a fucking big sense of humor. They'll use fucking big old fucking human stuff, and they're like Look, I don't have the rent, but I have a mouth. That bitch was fucking. I was rolling.
I like that girl.
Yeah,
she's funny.
funny.
I can't like
kind of this fucking kind of slightly overweight, cute but overweight chick who. It's just her in her apartment with all these dildos and a camera.
Yeah.
And she's just trying to make content, and she's got a great imagination, and she'll tell all kinds of stories to the camera, and she's taking you on a journey. She's in trouble.
And she's like,
she's in trouble. She's got
and it's
to
super
pay
funny.
these bills.
And she'll cry, and like her mascara is running.
Yeah, pretending to cry.
And then like a dildo be like hitting in her face, like some dude is like hitting her in the face with his dick and stuff.
Yeah, it's
oh my
hilarious.
god, it's so funny.
It's hilarious.
I like her.
Hilarious.
She's like super.
Some
funny.
people, I don't know. Some people who are kind of vanilla might be upset about that. Oh, that's terrible.
No, it's funny.
It's funny as fuck because these are just people trying to make products to sell. And
they're just girls trying to make some money.
Yeah,
man.
and they're trying to entertain you.
Sure.
And it's all made up fantasy.
No one's making them do it.
Yeah, no, and it's,
they want to do it.
Yeah, and they're telling you a story, to get you off.
Right. It's a service.
Yeah, and we made it. You know what I mean? And it's fun to make.
Yeah,
it's fun to make.
It's hard. It's hard work.
Yeah, and it's not normal sex.
And it's not as it's not as fun as just like doing it when we're not being filmed. But it's because you have to like worry about a bunch of other
other
like
aspects. Camera's
aspects.
Running. I hope the fucking microphone picked that up. It's that kind of shit, you know.
Right.
Fucking,
it's like, wait, is this?
Yeah.
Are we singing? What?
Right.
Like it looks cool from this angle, but not from this angle.
And you can't just go for it because you're doing it in takes.
Yeah.
And it's pieced together afterwards. So it's not normal, but you're kind of constantly on the edge. You kind of keep yourself on the edge of it, if you know what I'm talking about. Edging.
Well, yeah, because what we've been doing, like, since we started doing this is, like, so pretty much every Saturday afternoon, like, after we do whatever we need to do, as far as errands and, like, going grocery shopping and shit like that, then I'll kind of, like, do all my makeup and we'll pick out some outfits and shit like that, and then we'll just spend, like, the whole afternoon
fucking around.
Just filming stuff, doing photos and, like, doing video clips and doing shit like that. So it's, like, we'll do it for, like, 5 or 6 hours, like, have a drink or two.
Yeah.
And just, like,
It's wild. You guys would like it.
Yeah. It's like, it's actually really fun. I look forward to it.
You got to dress up and you got to have wild sex, and it can't be real sex. It's got to be something flamboyant, and it's got to come up with these fucking crazy ideas. And it's not for you, it's for the camera.
Yeah.
So it's very different.
I mean, it's still enjoyable. I'm not saying that, but it's like you do have to keep it in the back of your mind all the time, like how it's looking for the camera. Like, how is it going to look for like the end user?
And as a guy, it's rough because this shit's going to go on for hours.
Yeah.
All right. And you can't reach climax or you're going to lose fucking interest.
Yeah, because you're going to be like, I'm going to go take a nap. I'm
so you got to fucking remain on the edge and interested for hours. I'm fucking almost 54, okay? Even with all the fucking hormonal assistance and shit, I got stamina better than any fucking 15-year-old.
I think you're doing a good job.
I got more. My stamina's better than a 15-year-old.
Because man, you will sit over there. Because I'll sit over there.
Wired tight.
Because I do a lot of like solo shit. Like I'll do like a lot of. I set up my phone like in the ring light.
Record
and then he'll record like other angles and stuff like that. And I'm doing like photos and and video shoots and stuff like that. And he's just like he's really into it. Like,
and no lying, what she's doing's fucking sending me to the roof. But I can't really get involved, see, because
sometimes he can't take it.
I just said, I can't take it. I gotta get some of this. and so I'll start, and I've even recorded that, and it'll only be like fucking 20 seconds, and have to jump back off. Okay, we gotta get back to work. We gotta get back to work. It is funny behind the scenes. A lot of the shit that we do.
It is very funny.
And it's okay. We gotta get this site, and I'm running like 2 or 3 different cameras. They're on poles and shit.
Yeah,
I'll have one. I'm on a tripod.
Because I record shit on my phone, and then he records shit like on the action cam.
You need 3 different angles happening, and then we kind of synthesize it into a video. So there's fucking angle changes and camera changes, and certain things will happen. One camera can't pick that up. The other camera's got to see that, and it is an art form. I remember people saying, "Oh, that's not work."
Bullshit.
I have a background in theater too. Okay,
Bullshit,
it is work.
Yeah.
It's a weird kind of work. But no, it's where you're producing a product that you're trying to sell, and you're trying to tell a story, and it's got to be entertaining, and it has to be sexual, and fucking.
Well, it has to look good. You have to like worry about all the technical aspects.
What's natural for a woman is not necessarily what a guy is looking for in watching this video, and that's the main customer. So sometimes as a guy, I got to go, no, you know what? There's not a cool down period. That dude hit climax when you did that. Now you need another 30 seconds or a minute of fucking kind of cooling down because he's going to be looking at you.
Yeah, because it's like if I get into it and it's just like if I get into it, then it's just like I'm not thinking about like the, like I said, the end user, and so Tom's got to be like, well, you have to like
understand that this dude is
that this is the dude that watching you, and he's going to want like this many more seconds if you're doing this and blah blah.
Yeah, and he's sitting there fucking. And because, well, after a guy, of course, reaches climax, his endorphins are, what do they call it? It's fucking going through his body, and he's almost kind of like under a slight heroin trip. He's fucking relaxing, and he's zoning out. Oh, man. So you got to give him time to fucking unwind.
Yeah. Which is kind of, and like, sometimes I forget, like, especially if I get, like, really into it. Yeah. It's like, I just forget about it, because I just get
once I
all wrapped up in my own shit.
She's seen me do it. She's, oh, yeah, of course, that's what you guys do.
Yeah. But like I said, I get wrapped up in my own shit. Yeah. It's just like kind of fucking, and I just forget. That's all. Because I'm not, I mean, I don't know.
It's a different system. Two different systems. The male
and the thing about it, too, is that, I don't know. It's weird because I feel like I adapted a lot quicker to doing this shit on camera than I thought I would. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I thought it would be weird and unnatural and stuff, but it's just kind of like, I was like, okay, whatever.
Zach goes, fucking, you're back. The boob detector said no. Then they're going, horse dildos broke the internet.
I guess as soon as we said horse dildos.
Yeah, it might break the internet.
Although, like I said, it is storming outside, so we did say earlier. Outside. Yeah, it is storming.
You would not believe how much those fucking things cost.
Yeah. Well, the lady that we saw, she had 2 of them, but she probably has more than that. The video that we saw. But she had one on each side.
Yeah.
And she's like pretending that she's out in the stable. She's just in her room. You know what I mean?
It's all imagination. It's obviously it doesn't even look like the stable.
No.
She's talking you into this. Right. Into this fucking kinky ass.
And like I said, the whole scenario was that her son walked into the stable
and saw mom
and saw her blowing
and
horses.
Then she's got to justify it. And then she's like, you like this. Fucking kinky.
Like I said, shit. The thing about it,
I don't know if it's son or stepson, maybe
or
it's the same, something like that.
But I said, well, that's what we were saying. Is like I kind of feel like the best shit or the shit that people tend to respond to the best is stuff that's like a little bit. I mean, obviously it's not real. She's not really blowing horses or anything like that. But it's stuff that's like transgressive, like stuff that you're not supposed to do because that whole like fucking that whole like taboo thing is like what is getting people off on it, even if it's fake.
Right.
Which all of it is.
But it can't violate laws, so you know what I mean? Fucking everybody has to be above 18. And even in the story, you don't even want to tell. And you don't want to fucking promote any of that fucking real fucking kinky shit anyway. It's just, this is all tongue in cheek. You know? She's not doing anything to horses. This is fucking rubber dicks. Fake fucking dildos. Rubber.
And they're clearly dildos.
They're clearly, yeah. And she's clearly not in a stable.
Yeah, she's just in her room. Like in a room in her house.
Yeah.
But she's good at talking, though.
Yeah, it's talking.
It's like a whole scenario. Like an
this is something, as a guy who kind of grew up and fucking looking at this shit like a lot of you guys did, really the women that fucking would knock it out of the park for me really didn't have a lot to do with how they looked, is what they said. Women, if a woman had fucking mouth game and could talk, man, that would fucking really affect you. Because sensuality is so psychological. There's a visual aspect to men. They're highly visual, but when you really get down to it, it's psychological. And unfortunately, most women don't have any game. Even really pretty women don't have any game at all. If they were dudes, they couldn't get laid. They just happen to be pretty women, so they're getting laid all the time. And fucking guy go, oh yeah, you move.
Yeah, whatever.
But if you moved her into a dude's body, that girl wouldn't be able to get laid in a Mexican whorehouse. Okay, she's just no fucking game at all. They don't know how to talk, and they can't fucking elicit fucking emotion out of some fucking dude with a story. Now some women can. Okay, it takes practice, And I've noticed that real pretty girls never have to rely on that. They just fucking coast through their looks.
Right.
So they never end up having any game.
Well, we've said that before. And like, yeah. I don't really like to make blanket statements like that, but you do see it a lot with like really, really beautiful women, like really that were really pretty girls, because they were so pretty. They didn't usually have to work real hard at shit. Yeah. So it's like a lot of times they didn't really have to have other skills, I guess. Like they didn't have to be smart, or they didn't have to be socially adept, or they didn't have to be anything like that, because they were pretty. So they always got everything like given to them, so they didn't have to like work really hard otherwise. And that's not true across the board, but because we know many super like ridiculously beautiful girls that are also awesome people.
Real good quality people, moral and friendly to everybody, and not snotty, and they're just gorgeous.
So that's the thing. So I kind of feel like some people is like, oh, like the hotter a girl is, like the snottier she is. That is absolutely not the case. That is absolutely not the case. No. Because we know lots of like I said, just ridiculously beautiful girls.
It depends on the scene.
That are just,
I think,
that are just like the most awesome people.
Like I'll listen to some of this fucking Manosphere Red Pill stuff, and this is always mostly from guys in their 20s, and the 20s perspective. Oh man, they're better looking, the other more bitchy there. No, they're not. No, because I like to listen to what guys are saying. There is a lot of truth into what they're saying, but they have to understand that they're seeing it from a temporary perspective of a guy in his 20s. You know what I mean? With the problems of a guy in his 20s. Man, the 20s is fucking shitty for dudes, because you can't compete with the guys in their 30s. All the girls you're going for when you're in your 20s, or other women in their 20s, the guys in the 30s are getting them all, because they got the money. And women,
money,
stability, better personality than you.
Yeah, less likely to fuck around or like do dumb shit.
When you're a guy in your 20s, you just don't have that much to offer to a woman in her 20s. You got a lot to offer to some girl fucking coming out of high school, but you don't want that, because she can't drink. She can't come to the club with you, and your friends would all laugh at you if you ended up with an 18, 17-year-old girl. So if you're in your 20s, man, you're fucked. That's the time you join the army, or fucking get into a fucking motorcycle gang, or do some prison time or some stupid shit.
Well, at least
have some fucking adventure.
At least work on yourself.
Yeah, work on yourself. Go live.
Don't worry about girls.
Go work out Go work out and go on to some fucking oil rig or something and make a bunch of money or something. You know, fucking. But dominating the fucking women's scene, that's not going to happen for you in your 20s as a guy. That's the time you should be out having an adventure with other dudes.
Well, become an interesting, better person, and then you will get quality ladies later on.
Yeah.
Or quality dudes. If that's
I did pretty well in my 20s, but nowhere near what I could do in my 30s. It's hard in your 20s. The competition is too tough. You don't offer enough.
Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of dudes in their 20s they're just kind of figuring shit out. They don't have any money. They don't have any stability. Yeah. They'll still cheat on you. They'll do this and that.
You'll get a date with just some hot chick. You might be able to hit it once, but she's not coming back. She just wanted the sex. She really wants to do it in her 30s that has the stability. Yeah. She just didn't have anything else to do. And you were hot enough to fuck, but she didn't take you seriously.
Yeah, because women will totally do that. Yeah, they'll just, like, if they see a dude they like, they're like, yeah, I'll fuck that dude. But they're not going to, like, hang around or nothing. Like, women will do that, too. Like, I kind of feel like that's, like, it's not really my thing, but I've known a lot I have done it. I'm not saying I haven't done that, because I have. But I'm just saying that I kind of feel like the perception is that that's mostly a dude thing, that they'll just, like, hit it and quit it. But women will absolutely do that, too. It's not as common, I don't think. But I've known lots of people that did that. I've done it myself. It's like I said, it's not really my thing, but you know what I mean. John Robertson said, "Hey Jenny, I can send you that artwork if you'd like." Oh my god, would you really? That would be fucking awesome if you would do that, because that sounds like amazing, like the best thing ever. Also, Tom, I finally got the last piece of my Black Cat Halloween costume. The double-breasted robe was the hardest thing to find. I'll tell him when he comes back. But yeah. Camp Guy said, "Every man thinks of themselves as the maximum virile sex demon." They do. Yeah, and like I said, I don't like to make blanket statements like this, but a lot of dudes, no matter what they look like, no matter what they have to offer otherwise, personality-wise, whatever it is, they all seem to kind of think they're God's gift, which I always thought was kind of interesting. Well, because, like I said, generally, women are the complete opposite. Like, we're just kind of like, we always think, even the most, look, some of my friends are just, like, stupidly gorgeous. Like, stupid gorgeous. Even they, who I just think, oh my God, I wish I fucking looked like that. She's, like, ridiculous. Like, I hate her. She's, like, beautiful.
Who's this?
But no, I'm just saying that it's like, but even the most beautiful girls are like totally insecure, and they always think it's like there's always someone prettier than me, there's always someone skinnier than me, there's like I'm fat, I'm like this and that and the other. Women are really down on themselves. A lot of women are. And honestly, if you see a woman that's like seems like super confident and shit like that, she is also down on herself. Well, like we all are, and it's shitty, but that's just kind of how we roll. Yeah,
Camp Guy's going, what I'm saying is so true. He likes to be teased verbally. Yeah, most women don't have any game. The women that do have game, a lot of it is mouth game. They can just fucking talk it out of you, and fucking you love it. I mean, the first one that I really ran into that had some mouth game was my ex-girlfriend, fucking Stephanie. That was about 96 when I got out of the Army. And she was just kind of an average looking, a little bit above average looking goth girl. But she could fucking talk. All right? And she was sexy. But you also couldn't trust her. That was another thing. You couldn't trust her. And then, but you're in your 20s, and you know what I mean? And that's just the way women are in their 20s, you know. They're going to go for the bigger, better deal, which she eventually kind of did over time. She tried to play one dude off the other, and I was living with her. Just kind of ran out quick, you know what I mean? Like, burned it up quick. But she could fucking talk, man. That was like the first girl that ever got a hold of me that fucking, and you know what I mean? I had a past in high school and shit. That was the first one that fucking could just fuck your mind up with what she said. It was just kinky shit, you know. She should have been a porn star. She probably weighs 400 pounds now, though. Who knows? But she should have been a fucking porn star. She'd get my head turned sideways. I'm like, what? You want me to what? Fuck. Oh.
Man, I tell you shit I want you to do, and you won't do it.
Well, no, she was basically, you know the girl. I don't know. So, with you talking about pegging a motherfucker, but the girl with the fucking rubber horse dicks. She was like at that level,
right?
She'd tell you all kinds of crazy shit. She was making it up though. She just knew how to. She just knew how to fuck with your mind.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then she would play all kinds of biology games about how she was going to have my baby and weird shit. So it was like,
oh yeah, I've known some chicks.
She was into all that, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I never pulled that on a dude. I thought that was like a little too weird.
Oh, she was fucking weird as fuck.
Well, here's the thing. I've thought about that shit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women do, but it's like a lot of times we're like, should I say that out loud? Probably not.
Oh no, she's like, put that baby right in there. And they're like, what baby? Says, oh yeah, she would
okay. I have said
play baby games.
I have said some shit like that. Just not to you, but I have said some shit.
Yeah, she was just baby fucking shit. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
I guess I never really got too into that because it's like I knew that I was faking, but because like I don't want any babies.
Yeah, she was faking too. She's faking too. I knew she was faking. I don't want any
babies.
It's just anything.
And then I was like, I didn't want a dude to get the wrong idea. I'm like, please don't get me pregnant. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I really don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't want that.
I'm not into kids, so you know what I mean.
I knew how she was. She wasn't into that either. She was just knew how to fuck your mind up.
See, I always thought, because like I said, I've thought about that kind of shit, and it's like, should I say that out loud? And then I'm just like, maybe I shouldn't, because it's like the dude would probably like lose his boner, I would think.
Now, this is the funny thing, man. Jenny's probably like the most, I would say, like left chick I was ever like really messed with, but she's in a weird way the most conservative, the most cautious. Fucking a lot of these other women are fucking wild that I was with. They would say all kinds of fucking crazy shit, and no, dudes roll with it. We understand it. We understand.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think I'm that different because like I think all that shit.
Yeah,
a lot of times I don't say it out loud.
Yeah, right. Yeah, most women do, Jen.
Because I'm like, if I say it out loud, then some, like I said, he might lose a boner, or he might think I'm a weirdo, or something like that. So it's just
you worry too much.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my thing.
No,
but like, so I'm not saying that I don't think that kind of shit. I do. I just a lot of times I just don't say it out loud.
That was your ex-husband that fucking put that in your head.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
No. Fucking dudes really don't take seriously what you say when sex is happening. They know you're just fucking with them. It's just in the moment.
I guess. Yeah. I just, like I said, I don't want to be responsible for like the dude losing his boner, then he gets mad at me.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I fucking it was my fault.
No. Chances are fucking it'd rock up even harder. Listen to how women think about it. It's not some women, not all of them, but some women overanalyze too much. Oh, well, he'll do this and that. But men are not women. We don't react the way women do.
Yeah, I know.
And we don't overanalyze. And we understand games a lot more than women do.
But see, that's the thing, though, is that's the hell of it.
Yeah.
Is that I'm an overanalyzing motherfucker. And I know, because I'm an overanalyzing motherfucker, I know that dudes don't overanalyze, but that makes me overanalyze even more.
Yeah. I understand. I know, I totally understand.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So it's like, I can't win.
Yeah, you can't. Just fuck it.
I know. Well,
you're giving too much of a shit.
Well, see, that's why I kind of feel like, because we've talked about this ever since we've started, doing the filming and everything like that. I said, it's taken me this long, to this age in my life before I just finally said, fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because, I've spent, so many years just, worrying about shit that probably I shouldn't have worried about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I said, that was kind of the hell of it, is that when you're an over-analytical person like I am, when you're a Spock motherfucker.
Yeah, she's Spock.
Yeah. My ex-husband used to call me that too, so it's not just you. But I know I'm like that, but it's okay. I'm not apologizing for it. It's I wouldn't want to be any different, even though it makes my life a lot more difficult. But the more you overanalyze stuff, but the fact that you know that you're overanalyzing it, it's it makes it even worse, because now it's kind of you know what I mean? Because now you're just kind of it's another level of overanalyzing.
Yeah.
Because you know that they're doing it. It's well, shit.
Let me get something straight with the audience, though. I've been around the block. All right. My body count's a lot higher than Jen's. All right. Jen fucking sells herself short. Jen's fucking amazing. Okay.
Oh.
Jen's amazing. She doesn't do a lot of shit that a lot of fucked up women do. All right. One of the reasons me and her were friends before we started becoming an item. But over time, I was like, this doesn't make sense not to go out with this chick. Okay. Because a lot of the fucking problematic things that most women do, she didn't do it. She's real reasonable. That's hard to find. With most women are not reasonable. Real analytical. She's kind of dude-like in a certain way, where you can reason with her. And a lot of women you couldn't reason with, or I couldn't. So don't take it like Jen's a fuck up. No, Jen's awesome. She's fucking. I
am kind of a fuck up though.
No, she's a great business partner. Super reliable, real trustworthy, heart of gold. She's a good woman. Sells herself short on a lot of stuff. She didn't quite have all the opportunities in life that I had. I fucking was kind of born with fucking in a good position and fucking had a lot of fucking fun, you know.
I did not.
And she didn't really come up that way. But still, she thrived. You know, she thrived.
Because I'm fucking stubborn.
Yeah,
that's why.
She's very fucking stubborn.
And you know why? Because I'm spiteful.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Over the years, people have kind of looked at the superficial dynamic between her and me and thought that maybe I was some kind of bully, fucking dominating her or something. You don't understand what goes on in this fucking house. You know, we're both very dominant personalities.
We are, yeah.
All right. And we're both fucking strong and very dominant.
I am quietly dominant.
Yeah. Okay. But what's weird is normally that would cause a lot of conflicts and a lot of fighting, but not between us. We've only had very few fights. And the fights that we had were bullshit. We were drunk most of the time.
I think almost all the time. 99% of the fights we've ever had.
And then when we sobered up, we were just like, what the fuck was that all about?
I don't even remember.
Like, let me drive and she'd be hitting me on the head. Pap, pap. pat, pat. And I'd fucking pat on her head and shit. And then she'd throw up.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that
bad. One time it was like that.
I
don't even know what we were fighting about.
I don't remember either. I do remember throwing up on the side of the car one time, like out the window, because you were like, put your head out the window, put your head out. Like, okay.
Yeah,
and like the next day,
open the door.
And then the next day, I went out there and there was like, the throw up was all of a sudden, and it was red.
Yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, I was throwing up blood. And you were like, you retard, you were drinking cranberry
juice.
And vodka.
Cranberry vodka, yeah.
So it was cranberry juice.
Yeah, I remember that. Shit was fucking
You weren't
funny.
throwing up blood. Calm down. That was a long time ago. That was like many years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I mean, we've known each other for such a long time.
Like 15 years.
That it's like, yeah, that like we know each other's deal at this point. So it's like, even if we like kind of snipe at each other and shit like that, we're just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, because I'm going to get cranky, he's going to get cranky. It's just kind of like, we're just like, whatever. We just kind of let it slide. But that's, you know.
If it was going to blow up, it would have blown up a long time ago.
Yeah, I feel like it probably would have. I feel like it probably would have. But it's like, well, that's what's weird. It's just, I do kind of feel like, maybe less so nowadays, because I kind of feel like people know us better now because we've been together such a long time. But when we first started going out, or when we first started hanging out together, there was kind of a thing. Most people were for it because they're like, would you guys please, because we had hung out.
Yeah, people that knew us were like, why don't you guys go out?
Yeah, it's like, would you guys please just go out already? I mean, obviously, like, you know, because like I said, we hung out together all the time, like, and we weren't officially together. Like, he was still like banging some other chick, I was still banging some other dude. Like, so, like some other shit was going on, but we would go out together all the time.
Try to figure out how we were gonna make money.
And and shit like that. And people were like, would you guys please just, it's like, this is pissing us off. Like, please just go out already. So finally we're like, yeah, I guess so. So we did. But then for a while, I think there were people that didn't know us that maybe didn't know us as well. That
there were also haters.
Well, that too. But I think they,
I
think they thought that you were, bullying me or like controlling me or something like that. I mean, you are kind of like a very, like I said, you are a very dominant person, you are a very controlling person, but it's like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not quite as getting into like people's faces and stuff like that, but I'm absolutely just as like dominant and controlling as you are, just in a different way.
She was a lot more covert.
Yeah, I do it like sneaky way.
Because me and her be plotting about shit. We're like, hey, you saw that motherfucker? Yeah, so we're gonna take this shit. It's like, so we were plotting together on certain missions that we were gonna do, but people didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are a power couple. We've done a lot of shit in the scenes for years and years. All the DJs and everything we know, and we're a power couple. But they didn't really understand back in those days what we were doing.
What our deal was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were looking at it from a very superficial point of view, not really knowing who we were and what was going on behind the scenes. They were judging us by their standards. Be a good way to put it. And those people are gone now. Hold on.
That's true. Camp Guy said, we got some kids' books when our kids were little. They had all kinds of cartoons of men and women making babies. Can't remember the name. I kind of remember the one that you're talking about. I don't think I saw that when I was little, but I think I saw them a little bit later. Like, making babies like the actual way, or making babies out of like clay? Because how fucking funny would that be? It's just like a book making babies, and it's like has a man and woman like sculpting a baby out of clay. And, like, Zeus comes and like brings it to life or whatever. Now I kind of want to read that children's book. Yeah. So John Robertson said, I can send it to you by email or your Facebook if you like. I found it online. Make great posters. They are fantastic. Okay, so my email, I have 2 emails. Well, actually I have more than that, but the easiest one is gravecake@gmail.com. So if you want to send me the stuff, that would be really awesome.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Friday night, man.
We're getting
crunk.
Friday, we're getting crunk up in this bitch, and it's almost 5. It's almost 10 o'clock.
That's okay. I don't have to go anywhere.
It's been
tomorrow.
2 hours. Yeah, we don't have anywhere to go.
I don't have anywhere to go tonight.
All right, let me go ahead and pass the collection plate around. If y'all want to buy me and Jet a drink, go ahead and fucking drop it in the fucking comment section.
I mean,
please.
not like we need any more.
Yeah, we can have all kinds of drinks. We'll drink it. We'll drink it next week. We'll drink it
yeah,
next
I mean,
week.
it all works out.
There's all kinds of people are asking us questions. Go ahead and read the questions off.
Where are we seeing?
Down at the bottom. I just see people talking about us. I don't have my glasses on. I just see our names popping up.
That was, John Robertson is talking about those Peter Cushing pictures.
Okay.
He's going to email them to me.
Okay.
And then you might have already answered this because I already said like this camp guy thing. Every man thinking of themselves. I kind of want you to weigh in on this.
Okay.
Every man thinks of themselves as the maximum virile sex demon.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I think you were in the bathroom or whatever.
I got pictures to prove, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that in my experience, not every dude, but let's say 90-95% of dudes that I've met and interacted with, no matter what they looked like, no matter how much money they had, no matter what their personality was like, thought they were God's gift.
Well, that's healthy, though. That's what keeps a man going.
Well, no, I don't know if it is.
That's what keeps a man going.
Well, I don't know if it's healthy to think that. I think, like, dial it back, like, 2 notches, and then it's healthy.
Okay.
Like, because it's good to have self-confidence, because, look, I'm coming at it from the total other end of the scale, where it's just, like, I'm totally not self-confident at all. I've gotten better, like, over the last few years. But coming at it from the other thing, I kind of feel like people that are too cocky or too confident, I don't think that's good either, and I can't really stand to be around those kind of people because they just, like, irritate the fuck out of me. But it's like, being like that is good, but like I said, dial it back, like 2 notches.
Well, you can't do what fucking Anton LaVey was talking about, being solipsistic.
Solipsistic, yeah.
That's it, solipsistic. I'm drunk.
Well, I mean, you put an extra T in there.
Okay.
I'm not meaning to be like a grammar Nazi or anything.
She's a fucking Nazi.
You know how I roll.
All right, I'm
a grammar Nazi. I'm not a regular Nazi.
Yeah, okay. If you're the shit, you better have a means of fucking backing it up with something.
Yeah, you can't just like fucking talk and go out there and tell people that you're the shit.
And then you don't have
because no one's gonna believe you.
You don't have any accomplishments.
Least of all me.
You don't have any accomplishments or any fucking proof of it. See, so no. Now here's the thing: a lot of dudes are the shit. That's not really that fucking special. It's not. There's a lot of dudes.
Well, see, that's another thing, and I'm always I'm like the kind of person. It's like, look, you're not that fucking special. Nobody's that fucking special.
Yeah.
Like, just be a cool person.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out there and say it's like I'm the best ever. It's like that's really
no fucking. And as a dude, okay, yeah. One of the things that I learned is to recognize the real key to understanding the game and advancing in the game is recognizing greatness in others when you see it.
Yeah,
if you can't recognize greatness in others, then you're a loser, okay? And you'll lose sight of who you are. All right. Like our friend fucking Soph. If I see a fucking good-looking dude, I'll fucking record him and fucking send that shit to Soph. So Soph, I got one over here for you. I'm trying to hook her up.
I'm trying to hook her up.
And she's like, yeah, he's hot. I said, I told you. Like I said, you need to come down here, man. Fucking, you need to move down to Florida with us. Fucking, you'll find a fucking man here. And, you know what I mean? But, so you have to be able to recognize greatness when you see it. Okay? And then you have a better understanding of who you are and how you fit in all this. Okay? Everybody has a place. It may not be the place that you want, but it's the place that you got. Now, you can change your place, but you have to work on it.
Right.
You know. And that's just not me talking. If you've been on the show long enough, I worked to change my place. Okay? Fucking got into my late 40s. I said, fuck this. I don't like how I look anymore. I just started fucking going into the gym. You know, start doing something about it. You will get what you want if you work hard enough. You got the dedication. And fucking you learn how everything is done and how things work. You'll get good results. But it doesn't come easy. But I was never the person that liked things being easy anyway. Jen knows. I like the hard path. There's something about it.
Yeah.
Like being a Native American, like being an Indian, going through trials and shit. Starting with the army.
Tom's very into that.
I'm big into that shit. Like going through some kind of rite of passage. I like that kind of stuff. Joining cults like fucking biker gangs and fucking muscle heads and going to the gym. I'm thinking about fucking, I'm gonna have to go to the Silverbacks. That's the fucking gym where all the fucking roid heads go. The name of the gym is called Silver fucking Backs. The only gorillas there, okay?
Although, how funny would it be if it was actually called Silver fucking Backs?
Silver fucking Backs. That's what I would have named it. Silver fucking Backs.
You never forget.
Nothing but gorillas.
Okay. I'm gonna say though, you won't pierce your nipples though, will you?
No, after I pierced Jen's nipples, I'm like, I would never do this again.
Speaking of rite of passages,
I will never do this again.
I still get squicked out thinking about it.
I put a lot of needles through myself and everything, you know what I mean? And it's just normal needle action. I had no idea that nipple tissue was that tough.
Well, yeah.
It was almost like going through like rubber and bone.
Like a tire.
It was like going through a tire.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if there was... She was fucking screaming.
Yeah, it hurt.
So there must be fucking pain receptors down underneath.
Well,
that
yeah,
nipple
because
tissue.
if you've ever, I'm sure you don't know.
Where
about
I
this.
inject, as soon as you go through the skin, there's no pain receptors.
I'm sure you don't know about this, but pregnant women, a lot of them have real problems with their babies. Like a lot of times when the babies are nursing, like their nipples will be just like constantly sore from the babies like biting and latching and like on their nipples, like even though it's like really tough because obviously it's supposed to be, but you know, you have like a little kid fucking sucking and biting and shit like that like all the time, like every day. That's gonna fuck your shit up.
Toughened your nipples, didn't it?
Senator.
I know, right? Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. I mean, it does. Well, but like you said, they were tough to start with. But I don't know. I kind of feel like
I did a great job, though. If I showed it
you
to
did do a good job.
Took it to my buddy. He goes, "Oh no, those are fucking done real well."
You did do a good job.
And it was that was the first time I've done that. But I had some experience back in high school, fucking with vivisection and dissection courses and shit. So
I did that.
I'm actually pretty good with fucking scalpels and being a cook. Fucking working with fucking knives a lot. You know what I mean? I cut through a lot of flesh, but I didn't know that a nipple was that tough. I mean, it's like going through rubber.
It was an ordeal.
And it cracks and pops. And I was just like, oh,
it did. It made terrible noises.
God.
And like I said, I think the thing that surprised me the most about it. I knew it was going to hurt. I knew that. Like, I have a high pain threshold, you guys. I do. But the thing that shocked me the most, like when he did the first one, is that I started to black out. Like, I didn't know that was going to happen because I was sitting up. Like on the first one, I was sitting up, and like on the multi gym thing, and I was sitting up on that, and I was like, and he was doing it like in the middle of it, and I was like, I'm gonna black out, like I'm gonna like fall backwards, and like I did not expect that to happen at all. I did not. Expect
it was like something out of the old movie, Man Called Horse. Where fucking his Indian buddies stick the damn thongs through his fucking pectoral muscles and suspend him from the fucking...
Oh, yeah, that's like that whole, like... that's that whole... What is that called? That it has a name.
It's some kind of a rite of passage that...
Yeah, it is. But it has a name, but I can't think of what it is. Okipa?
Something like that. It was a Sioux... It was
something like that.
It was a Sioux...
Yeah.
It was a Lakota... Some people call them a Sioux, it was a French thing, but it was a Lakota rite of passage, I think, to become a warrior. Is that you had to be suspended.
Through your.
Now, which is funny, they used just bone and fucking leather thongs to do it. We got a girlfriend fucking who does that shit for fun. Aurora. It's this pretty little blonde, who's got fucking 3 kids now, I think, maybe 2 or 3 kids, and she fucking. But the thing is they're using steel.
Yeah, she has like all piercings through her back.
Piercing through her back, her legs, and she'll swing around and.
Yeah, they push her and she like swings way out, like just all through the skin in her back.
Yeah, but it's probably a lot worse when it's a piece of bone and not a piece of steel that they shove
I would
through.
imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, nowadays they have like they're a lot more health conscious, and they're aware of. I mean, when you we did the piercing at home, which I wouldn't recommend, but you got the kit online.
Yeah.
You watched a bunch of videos online, like how do you do it, and it's like how do you do. So you had like all the shit.
I trained myself. Yeah.
Like it came with all the stuff, and it was all sterile and everything like that.
And it wasn't the first time I put a needle through something.
It just hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, and it wasn't the first time I put a needle through something. I inject myself all the time. I thought it was going to be like that, but no. The gauges of the needle are big. Needles are bigger, and
they're big.
And you got to fucking switch them out. One to go through, and then you got to put the fucking bar through.
Well, the needle was, what was the gauge on it? Because
I don't remember.
I mean, it was the same size
14 or 16
as the bars that are in there now.
Yeah,
are big. I mean, they're pretty wide.
Yeah.
I have other rings, but I haven't switched them out yet because I'm kind of scared to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I'll switch them out for you.
Yeah.
I bought you a bunch more. I'll switch them out.
Yeah, he bought me like a whole bag. It's like right here of like different
multicolored ones,
like little bars, and I also have some hooks or some rings as well. Yeah. But I haven't like switched them out because, like I said, but.
The capture ball rings are hard, though. You need a tool to fucking put them back together.
Right, I don't know if I'm like excited about that. But like, it's healed now, so it's just kind of like a lot of times I kind of like forget they're in there.
Yeah.
But every time I see them, though, I'm always just kind of like, I'm glad I did it. Like, it sucked at the time. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was very, very painful, and it's like after you did the first one. And you were saying that you saw the other day that you saw like a porn video or something like that, and the girl just had one.
Yeah, and I immediately.
And she's like, oh, she just got one. It was like, fuck that. Which, like I said, I thought about that because you did the one, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to do the other one because man, that sucked a lot.
Yeah.
But then I was like, man, I don't want to be uneven.
Yeah.
I don't like being,
she did it
asymmetrical.
Yeah.
So
she did something I wouldn't do.
See.
So that's pretty, I'm more of an endurance guy, but fucking when it's just something like putting a piercing through your fucking nipple, I'm like, nah, no thanks. That's not something I absolutely had to do. But I tell you what, man, that was a great upgrade visually. The photographs look great.
Looks really nice.
It looks really good.
I think it was worth it.
They're straight and they're nice and deep. So the way they hold it, you guys can see the photos if you ever join us on StreamMate. But no, they look great.
Yeah, I really like them.
Yeah,
I really like them.
Showed them.
I don't know if I'd do it again.
Showed them to Bill. No, you didn't.
But
showed them to Bill, my porn producer buddy, and he used to be an ex piercer, and he's like, "Oh, that's a great job. It's your first job." I was like, "Yeah, that's really good." And
you did do it.
I marked them. With the
like I said, the kit comes with they're all sterile. It comes with like the marker and the thing where you pull the nipple out and like all that.
No, the markers were separate.
Oh, okay. So it came with the tool though, right? Where you pull the thing out and like fucking And it came with all different gauges. You could put whatever gauge you wanted in there.
Although I didn't use that tool, I used my hand.
Yeah.
Because that tool was bothering you. Remember when I went in there and I was like, okay, fuck it, I don't need that. I just wanted to use my hand and put it through. Let's change the subject though. That's kind of an old subject. People are talking in there. Fucking Victor showed up. What's up, Victor?
Hey, Victor.
What's been turning you gay lately?
Everything makes Victor gay.
Yeah, Victor shows up in here and he fucking names all these dudes. Oh man, fucking Tom Hardy turned me gay. And then like his a week later, he'd go like, his back arch turned me gay. And then like a week later,
that could turn anybody gay.
And then he's like,
fair.
Fucking, then he's somebody else. Fucking Tony Curtis turned me gay.
It probably turned you gay just like looking at it.
Yeah, who?
Tom Hardy's butt angle.
Oh yeah, that didn't turn me gay.
Are you sure?
Straight as shit.
I'm going to print that out and frame it and put it over our bed and see how you feel about it. Well, remember how we said that we were going to do...
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, man, a couple weeks back, our friend Zach, who he was in the comment section here a while ago.
Yeah, he's here.
He's still here? All right. Here. Zach sent me...
He's talking about the Bee Gees.
Yeah, he's talking about the Bee Gees. Zach sent me a fucking photograph on Messenger.
Like an old picture.
An old picture from Tom Hardy's old MySpace page.
Which should give you a clue as to
and he's laying on the bed nude. I didn't know this, okay, but this is how Tom Hardy used to be. He's laying on the bed nude, touching the mirror next to him, and his back arch is better than any female porn star.
Like, you can't see his dick or nothing. You can just see his butt.
And he's just back arch his butt. And I'm like, man, that dude motherfucker's ready for all comers, all right? He's just fucking, he's going to get ready to go anal. It's like...
It was a cool picture.
It was a female. It was like it was an effeminate position, but it made him famous in the gay scene, evidently. Now this is back before it was the Tom Hardy that you know. He wasn't roided out yet. He wasn't Bane. He didn't become fucking Bronson or none of that shit happened yet. He was still in his skinny raver club boy mode.
Which that's cool too.
Yeah, he probably weighed about 130 pounds, maybe 140. But he sent me this picture, and I was like, "Fucking," I said, "That's Tom Hardy." And fucking Jenny saw that shit, and her eyes are like going, you know.
I was like, "Look at that
like,
angle!
Look at that
Holy
dude.
shit!
Yeah.
How is he even doing that?
No,
I can't do that.
no. But I, you know, as a straight man, I saw it and understood. Like I said earlier, you must recognize greatness when you see it.
That's what I like about
he
you,
took
Tom,
a good.
is
He
you're
took,
just-
he took
you're
a good.
very right.
He took a good picture, and
You don't have that weird like homophobic thing that a lot of straight dudes have.
No, he took a good picture, and women and gays responded to it, and fucking probably got a job. Probably got a job because of that picture.
I was impressed by the butt angle. I'm gonna say it was very impressive. It almost didn't look real.
It was.
I mean, I know it was,
Yeah.
but it's like it almost didn't look real.
Zach, send me that picture again. I'll show it. I'll show it.
Since
to him.
we've already been demonetized. Victor says 1993 Keanu Reeves made me gay today.
Yeah. Okay. Now Keanu Reeves making you gay. Okay.
Wait. What was he doing in 1993? Like, refresh my memory.
93. That would have been fucking The Matrix, right?
Was it? I don't remember when the first
Matrix might have been
came
in
out.
94, 95, huh?
Maybe. I don't remember.
93. That would have
It's
been
all a
like that would have
blur.
been Speed, right?
Oh,
With the
God.
bus,
With the bus.
the bus and the bomb maker.
Yeah. Wasn't Sandra Bullock in that?
Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock's cute little ass. She was cute.
She's cute, but it's like something about her always like annoyed me. It's her personality, I think. Her
She was very
personality
vanilla. The characters that she was trying to play were very vanilla. Kind of like
Something about
all
her just
America.
got on my nerves.
Kind of all American, kind of innocent girl. But
I don't like that.
She was hanging out with fucking the dude from West Coast Choppers. What was his name? What's his name? Fucking Jesse James.
Jesse James.
Yeah, Jesse James was her boyfriend, and that motherfucker was a dick, if you ask me. I didn't
He
like
seemed like a dick.
He was
I mean,
not
I
like a
don't
dick.
know the dude, but it's like he always like came
Seemed like a
off
dick.
like a dick, like on his
Yeah,
reality show
and
stuff.
evidently he fucking like got rid of her. He was like,
Yeah, that's right.
He
There was a
eventually
whole thing.
Didn't like her and like fucking like get out of here. Yeah.
Although I can't blame him too much for that. Like I said, I don't know either of them, so I'm just talking
Yeah.
out my ass. But it's like something about her, Sandra Bullock, got on my nerves. She's pretty, I get that, but it's just kind of like something about her personality was just very grating to me.
Tammy said Speed was 94. Okay, so
Okay.
before that.
So, but what came out in 93 then?
I don't know. All right, Tammy said he was a male model, Tom Hardy. at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
John Robertson said, "I sent it to you, Jenny. Those are the art with Peter Cushing on it
Okay.
to my email. So I'll check it like after the show. Hope it gets to you with no problems. I'm sure it did. I'm sure it's fine. As well as my plans, my Halloween costume, which I'm gonna tell you about that.
Victor, man, I don't understand why. I don't know if this is racism or what, but you're blaming your gayness on all these Anglo-American guys. It's gonna be fucking Keanu Reeves, or it's gonna be actually, Tom Hardy's not Anglo-American. He's just straight up Anglo. So. He's from England, okay?
From
so
the
I don't know why
the
you want
honky motherland.
And,
as
yeah,
you like to
back
call
in the
it.
honky motherland. You know what I mean? I don't know why you want to blame all these white guys for your proclivities. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking,
Well, I mean, might as well.
It's just, maybe you got...
They kind of fucked everything.
You might
over.
have that Asian, that fucking, that Anglo fucking... you're trying to look for that Anglo experience, fucking kind of like, Steven Seagal and his Asian experience.
Oh, God.
I don't understand. It's just got to be some kind of fetish. It's a fetish. Leave them white boys alone. They didn't make you gay.
Well, something did, clearly.
Made himself gay. His lust made him gay.
I mean, it just happens.
Yeah,
That's
I guess
just
so. Let me go to the restroom.
Tammy said, Much Ado About Nothing came out in 1993 with Keanu Reeves. I totally forgot he was in that. Oh my god, wait a minute. I remember kind of liking that movie, but one, I forgot that Keanu Reeves was in it, for one thing. Two, did he try to have a British accent in it again? Because, why? Victor says, now my type is 20-year-old Latino dudes. 1991 Keanu Reeves Point Break. Oh, yeah. Point Break. Wait, was Patrick Swayze in that one too? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Like I said, it's all a blur. The 90s were all a fucking blur. That was just like after I graduated from high school. I graduated in 1990. So after that, it was just kind of like college and going to shows all the time. And I don't remember most of the 90s is what I'm saying. But what I remembered of it, I didn't like. Now, okay, so Much Ado About Nothing, was that the one with, what's his fucking name? The dude that's in, like, all the Shakespeare. That real pretentious motherfucker who is also kind of, I hate to admit it, but also, like, a good actor. What the fuck is that dude's name? He did the Frankenstein movie. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Someone will probably remind me. Kenneth Branagh. Was Kenneth Branagh in that? Or am I thinking about something else? Because I did see a lot of those Shakespeare adaptations, and I liked those, but Kenneth Branagh, like, he did all those Shakespeare adaptations, and he's, look, I'm grudgingly admitting that he's, like, a really good actor, but god damn it, it's like, I don't know if I want to hang out with that dude in real life, because
what dude? What are you talking about?
Kenneth Branagh.
I don't know.
Because he seems like a pretentious douche. Like, almost Bono level, but I'm not, I don't know if I'd go that far. But I think we reviewed, remember we did, not too long ago, we did Kenneth Branagh's version of Frankenstein. Yeah. Which, I will admit, is the most faithful to the novel. Like, they even have the whole shit with, like, the Arctic Circle and all that kind of shit with, as far as I know, like, other Frankenstein adaptations don't have that. But Kenneth Branagh, the whole scene where he's creating the monster and he's just like, I have to be shirtless for this, and for some reason, and you know, he's just like writhing around in the lab, like all fucking showing off his pecs, and he's like covered in slime and stuff like that. I'm like, really, Kenneth Branagh, is this really what you're doing? You know what I mean? So I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with him, but I don't know if he did Much Ado About Nothing because I can't remember.
So Victor Garcia's, he's backing off on his fucking Anglo fetish. He goes, no. He liked the 20-year-old Latino guy.
And also said it was 1991 Keanu Reeves.
Okay,
Point
all right.
Break.
I'm just going to let you set it straight. Okay, you set it straight. Okay.
Don't
come at me with all this crazy shit.
Sexuality is complicated, Tom.
Don't come at me with all this shit that Keanu Reeves made you gay back in 91. And fucking,
well, you asked him though, what made you gay
all
today?
These Tom Hardy made you gay. So he has to come up with something. Yeah, you're blaming it on all these white dudes. See, so I'm getting insecure about it. You know what I mean? I'm getting like, why are you blaming my people for your gay?
People? All right, here's the question for you, Tom.
Yeah, what's that?
What made you straight?
I don't know, man, because I can't remember becoming straight. I was just straight from the very beginning. I remember being a little kid. Being real young and looking at my mom's friends fucking her boobs and going, man, she got some nice titties. And I'd be like fucking 5, you know what I mean? It was just the way it was.
I had kind of a confused upbringing because when I was young, well, you know how I do. But it's like, because when I was a kid, I was super into, you're gonna laugh at me. Well, you already know this. My first crush, I think, was Lurch from the Addams Family.
Yeah, it's fucking funny.
So I was like into that. But I was also really into, like, my dad always had, like, porn magazines around. Yeah. Like Playboy and Penthouse and stuff. And I was also really into, like, the chicks in there.
Okay. Yeah.
So, so that was a thing.
And, I don't know. I guess I think the whole straight action happened when, you know, I was a little kid. And my mom was sending him to my babysitter. And that would be, like, fucking... Kimmy, and Kimmy was probably about 13 or 14, and she'd take me to like sleepovers with all her friends, and there'd be like 5 or 6 or 7 of these girls would be like between the ages of like 11 and maybe 13, and they'd put on Led Zeppelin albums or smoke pot. This is out in California. And fucking, I was the pookie, basically. And they'd fucking pass me around, pet on me and shit. And fucking, I'd get in a sleeping bag. And, you know what I mean? And they were just me hanging out.
You're a little kid.
So yeah, because I was a little kid. And, you know, and they're like, oh, look at him. He's so cute. You know, and then they'd take me to the movies and shit. Because that's just the way it was back in the 70s. when you had, my mom was hot, you know, fucking in her 20s, and she'd fucking hand me over to the neighborhood girls who would take care of me, and she'd pay them, you know.
Here, I'm gonna go out and do.
Yeah, I'm gonna
shit.
go out, go hang, go get laid, you know, with my fucking husband and shit. Here, take time. So, you know, I was kind of like, and which is good for little kids. They shouldn't really be around their parents all the time.
Well, they need other influences.
You need other influences and other, you know, kids. Because Kimmy and all her little girlfriends were kids. To me, they were older women. But they were little 12, 13-year-olds,
yeah,
you know.
They were
and their whole thing, really, back in the 70s, is that they made babysitters. You know, you give your baby to them, and they'd play with the baby and fucking give them all kinds of attention and shit.
Hopefully not put them in the microwave, but...
No. They were good. They were good. They were good little, like, 1970s disco fucking chicks, you know. Well, they were little girls, but you know, they were listening to disco and Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and shit and smoking pot, which is what they did. And you'd hear them fucking doing girl talk, talking about boys, you know. And I was old enough to know what they were talking about, boys. So, you know, it was just kind of how I was introduced to sexuality through little girls.
That's probably good, though, because
Yeah.
you actually, like, listen to what they
I'm listening to what they're saying, and, you know, and fucking, you know.
Which a lot of dudes don't do.
No, and it's all this, like, affection, and, you know, and they're hugging you and fucking passing you from one girl to the next. It's not sexual, but it's you know what I mean? That's not what they're doing, but it's all just about affection. So you're kind of like bonding. So that's probably, and that's the default setting for guys anyways, you know, and just for people, is to be heterosexual. That's really just the default in the animal kingdom, and that was what was reinforced. I don't know why people are gay. There's a lot of different theories. It could be partially genetics. It could be partially just luck.
Well, it
or just
happens in other animals as well.
Yeah, just I don't know anything about that, but it just could be just early experiences. I don't know, fixations on certain things, to where that's just how the sexuality. Really, most of the data suggests it has something to do with how many sons your mom's had. That's one of the things that
is one factor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a lot of.
I think it's
factors.
genetic.
And the thing about it is that, like I said, it's almost kind of like, as much as I was, like I said, into Lurch from the Addams Family, and then later I got into like Duran Duran and stuff, like Simon Le Bon particularly. The rest of them I was kind of like, well, Nick Rhodes was kind of hot too, but it's like that. But I was also into girls too, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like at least like aesthetically, like looking at. So.
I think women are better looking in general. I think they're more pleasing to look at than average guys.
Yeah, I agree.
And
like, I kind of feel like
women,
if I'm gonna like look at them like just aesthetically, like for just a pleasure kind of thing, it's gonna be like a woman.
Yeah. Although, you know, you go back in history, in the Greek golden era and fucking in the Greek age and even the Greco-Roman age, fucking guys were held up as the pinnacle of beauty. If you didn't look like a man, then you were ugly. So maybe certain things go in and out of style. Or
they do, yeah.
Maybe that was something just in certain city-states believe that. You know, I don't know. But
and I'm not saying that like dudes can't be like aesthetically pleasing.
Takes a lot more work. Yeah,
I'm just saying that if I'm gonna find somebody aesthetically pleasing, just from a pure, because like I said, I'm that kind of motherfucker that it's like I don't really find you attractive unless I know you. You know what I mean? So if I'm just gonna like look at a picture of somebody and be like, yeah, they're hot or whatever, it's almost like 95% of the time it's gonna be a woman.
Yeah.
Because I just, you know what I mean? I just find them like better to look at.
Yeah.
But you know that's what. But like I said, it all bets are off if I know the person. Because if you know the person, then a whole other series of things comes into play. You know. Because you know that person.
Yeah.
But if it's just like physical stuff, then yeah, it's probably going to be a woman. Camp Guy said, my hottest porn stars are those that remind me of gals from times past. Like she looks just like Kate Capshaw in Raiders, or she looks just like that gal in my high school junior biology class. I'm going to say, well, Kate Capshaw, for one thing, she was in the second. She wasn't in Raiders of the Lost Ark. She was in
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
She was screamy as shit.
And she was attractive. She looked
good, though.
But, man, she was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
She was like the worst part of that movie for me.
We went back and watched those movies. And really, only the first one is good. I mean, people say, well, all of them are good. I remembered liking Temple of Doom the best.
I did too.
But then I went back and watched it.
The heart's tearing out. I was into that.
Went back and watched it, though, and I was like, nah, this movie isn't that good.
Well, it's mostly because of her.
Yeah, she's screaming all the time, and it's just
I just wanted
annoying.
I wanted to punch her right in the fucking taint.
And the third one was a little odd. The best one was the first one.
Well, yeah.
And the fourth one was fucking ridiculous. And the fifth one, they say, it's coming out soon. It's supposed to be even worse. All right.
You know what? Terrible. I've heard Dial of Destiny you're talking about?
Yeah.
I've heard that most of the reviews that I've seen of it, like of the people that have seen it that early, they said it's pretty good. They said it's better than Crystal Skull. That's
better
for
Crystal
sure.
Skull, right.
Which, like I said, that's kind of a low bar to clear. I get that. Because Crystal Skull wasn't great. But they're saying, well, it's better than that. They're like, as an indie movie, it's fine. Okay. That's what I've heard. It's fine.
So mediocre.
It's not fantastic.
Yeah.
But better than Crystal Skull, which is really all you can ask for at this stage.
I'm skeptical. I mean, fucking, he's pretty old.
Yeah.
He's pretty old, you know. Fucking, that ship's kind of sailed, if you ask me.
Yeah, they might have left it slightly too late.
Yeah, they should have made this movies a long time ago.
I do like that character, but I don't know. I kind of feel like he's probably like too old to be playing.
They should have been making those movies a long time ago. You know, within 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it,
if you're gonna do them way back then. Just no.
Sir John Doe the Great says, bonobos can be gay in open relationships. Yep, that's true. Chimps are violent. Bonobo chimps chill and have sex all day. We are decedent from both, the duality of man. Yeah, bonobos are much more... they fuck everybody. They're all in open relationships. Gay, straight, whatever.
They're pervs.
They are. Well, that's how... Whereas a chimpanzee will settle beefs by... killing and eating another tribe of chimps. Bonobos will just fuck the other tribe and everything's fine. That's what I mean. That's an oversimplification, but that's generally the way they work. They use sex as like a social lubricant, if you want to say it that way. That's basically how they do it. They don't they do fight. I'm not saying that, but that's usually how they settle.
They're advanced. They're an advanced creature though, and there's no telling. If that's because I think they're the same species, the chimps.
They're very, very close.
They're just a subspecies.
They're very close.
So you might be more dealing with culture and tradition than you are anything else.
Well, they are different species.
I thought they were the same species.
No, they're not the same species. Right. Not at all. Okay. But they're very similar.
So they can't crossbreed?
As far as I know, they cannot.
Okay.
Not any more than like a human and a chimp could.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware.
I thought they could crossbreed with chimps.
And, humans and chimps are, 98% similar? But we're also 98% similar to bonobos. But there was a fork. 3 million years ago? 4 million years? I can't remember. But I read a couple books about it a long time ago. It's been a while. But yeah, so they split off 3 or 4 million. So there are technically different species because they can't interbreed. But, bonobos generally, they do fight. But they generally solve a lot of their issues through sex, mutual masturbation, that kind of stuff.
Oh, they're asking if I remember V. Yeah, I remember V.
Yeah, somebody asked us about that on Wednesday's show, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of remember that show. I haven't seen it in a long time.
He's not talking about V for Vendetta. He's talking about a television series called V. It meant Visitor. It was about some aliens that came to Earth. Turns out they were lizard people underneath masks. They were doing shit. I remember it, but I don't remember. I don't think I saw all of it.
All right, I'm gonna pee.
I think I only saw some of it. So, but yeah, I do remember it. I remember a lot of those series from back then. I remember mostly the old Battlestar Galactica. Remember that one? Although I haven't seen it in so long, I really only remember certain episodes. I don't remember how the whole story arc went. You remember what was it called? Jason of Star Command. Remember that shit? I think they had Sig Hayes. I think it was Sig Hayes in that. Played the fucking Baltar. I think. No, what was that dude's name? I remember Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers in the 21st century. Some old fucking 70s movie. Ark. Remember Ark 2? That's where they had the people that were going through the post-apocalyptic fucking world in that damn RV with all the fucking wheels on it. The talking chimp. Remember Shazam? Remember Land of the Lost. There's a movie called Damnation Alley. I don't remember that one. It was kind of like Ark 2 in a way. Oh, unfortunately, they remade V in 2009. Oh, man. Yeah.
I'm back. Do you got your glasses on or no?
Yeah, my glasses are right here.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about V.
I remember watching some of that back in the day, but it's like I haven't seen it in a really long time.
2009.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember liking the original series, but I haven't seen it like since then. So that might be something we'd have to like revisit. Yeah, John Robertson said, I heard that Robert Eggers' version of Nosferatu is finished production. Yeah, Tammy, who was... Is she still here? She was in the comments earlier. But yeah, she sent me the, like, not the trailer, but like like an article about it that they had finished. They had wrapped production on it. And I really, really want to see that because I've liked everything Robert Eggers has done is I love fucking Nosferatu. And I think that he is like the ideal person to do that because he's very, very into making stuff like as authentic as possible. So I think that's gonna rule. It's like hopefully, you know what I mean. And I'm super like I love the original Nosferatu. Look, I have the poster from like the fucking Klaus Kinski one back there with Isabella Johnny and stuff. So I love that poster. I like the original one better than the remake, but that one was still pretty. It was weird. It wasn't like really the same, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so the remake was not any good. Well, remake was not any good, I figure. I guess not, because I never fucking hear about it. Yeah, Tammy said she was still here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when the Nosferatu remake is coming. Shit, man, I still haven't seen Renfield. I need to fucking watch that. All of the movies that I was, like, looking forward to seeing this year, I was thinking about, but I don't think I ever made it, but it's like, I was thinking about doing a video for my other channel, like Scare Salon. I was like, oh, the 5 most anticipated horror movies this year. It's like, I think I've only seen one of them. I think Barbarian is, like, the only one that I actually ended up watching. Like, the other ones, I haven't even seen them yet. And, like, fucking, Renfield was one of them, and I still haven't fucking seen that. Even though Tammy saw it, and she said it was awesome. And it's like, I've seen, like, a lot of other people talking about how it was awesome. And I just, like, really wanted to see it. Also, Voyage of the Demeter, but I don't think that's coming out until September or October. Like I said.
Guess what?
What?
It's time. We've been on for over 3 hours. And I don't know about you, but I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, me too,
I got that curry down there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You've got curry.
I got curry down there. Got pork curry.
Yeah, maybe we should go eat some curry.
Yeah, let's get something to eat.
I am very hungry. I just came home and just like had.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heating it up. I'll see you guys around. I'm gonna start getting something to eat, heating up stuff to eat for Jen, and we'll see you guys when
Sunday.
Sunday.
Now we'll either on Sunday. What? What's the matter? She just went ah. I don't know what she's talking about. We'll either talk about for the Sunday review. We'll either talk about Wonder Woman, because we watched that last night, or if we don't go out tomorrow night and watch another movie tomorrow night, then it will be some mystery movie that we don't know what it is. So we'll find out. But we did watch Wonder Woman last night, so if we don't watch another movie tomorrow night, we might talk about that one. But it might be a different one. We'll see how it goes, because that was like pretty good. It was the one from 2017, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys have a good rest of your evening. We're going to go eat some curry and drink the rest of our drinks and probably fall asleep because I've been up since 4:45 this morning, so I'm still kind of going, and it's a whole thing. But yeah, so have a good day tomorrow, you guys. And we will see you for a movie review on Sunday evening. So hopefully you guys can all join us for that. And we'll see you then. Good